Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio. Shut up!
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid!
I'm just a zilch and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio show. I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
These dummies that work for us. You guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
He rocked.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Well, we're waiting.
Meow. Meow.
Wildfires out of control. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. There's a guy on his roof with a hose trying to save his house. Good luck, bro.
Good luck, bro.
I love that shot. Sucks that you're worried about your house going up in flames, but you and a hose against nature, nature wins every time. Look at these people. They just got hoses in their backyard, and they're just hoping that's going to prevent their house from being the next one that's
swallowed.
That's swallowed. That's what you need. You need the helicopter. Look at that. Bam! Those things drop a lot of shit on fires, huh?
That fire is heading right for that neighborhood, and there's really, as far as the wind goes and stuff, there's nothing they can do about it. There is not enough fire trucks that can
He's
just
got his
spread
thumb over the end of the hose.
Oh, he did? I didn't say. I thought he was just having that little arc of water go down.
No,
but
he
if
had
he's
the thumb.
spraying it, he's got no worries at all.
Yeah.
He's fine.
This is the latest disaster because we're...
Fine.
What?
He's fine and dandy.
Get that green garden hose going.
I guess the hurricane coverage is done. Now it's all about fires.
Fire. They love any disaster. You get these regional disasters. California's great for the fires. They are just great. Fires, landslides, an occasional earthquake pops up. And the news loves it. Now it's the fires. What do we get, really? Aside from, the once-in-a-lifetime terrorism.
I'm trying to think, what do we get?
We don't really have the big natural disasters here.
No, not really.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm jinxing it for everybody and just hoping something happens. Slow news. We need news to fuel the show. Disaster fuels the show.
My car's running great lately.
We don't get any of them natural disasters, do we? I don't recall any.
Last time we had a tornado.
No tornadoes, no hurricanes, no fires.
The hurricanes get here. It's rain with wind. Tornadoes, you occasionally hear about, in Jersey. The tornado struck in Jersey.
Yeah, but it's always in the middle of nowhere.
It's not like it's not making its way through Newark or something. It's always way northeastern New Jersey or South Jersey or something like that.
Our forefathers just knew where to build shit in this country.
Except New Orleans.
You notice that?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't we put New York City where New Orleans is? That would have been a disaster waiting to happen. But someone a long time ago just figured it out.
Do you think they actually took the weather into consideration?
Hell yeah.
Or the fact that, man, there's a lot of waterways to get to this city?
Hell yeah. They got that all figured out.
You think they figured it out way back then?
A long time ago.
They brought some wizard out and he said, "The weather here is wonderful." Like they knew anything about where tornadoes were, what they were, what caused them, areas where they don't get them.
I was thinking that shit even like 25 years ago before basic cable. I mean, that hurricane just would have happened.
Yeah.
They would have been saying that it was coming, but as far as us knowing about it, it all would have been on the front page, like, after all the shit happened. You'd be like, oh, wow, look what happened.
Front page of the paper, or in the nightly news, you'd get, like, grainy film from it. Like, they no video feed live.
Yeah.
It was like they would film it and then ship it up to the
cheesy
affiliate.
graphic over his shoulder that just says Hurricane written in
Hurricane.
scary letters.
And now we watch it in real time.
That was their only graphic, yeah. Hurricane. And it kind of was shaky a little bit.
Yeah, the shaky writing.
That's right, very good.
Clock behind him. You'll know what time it is. Yeah, the news really sucked.
Oh, yeah, remember that? Man slain, and then they would have just the silhouette.
Yeah.
Somebody like laying on the ground. Now they like fucking. They literally show like
his nostrils.
Yeah, 0.8 seconds after the crime.
Right.
The guy's still falling to the ground.
Right. Right there. A man was killed 2 days ago, and they showed the silhouette. That was it. Now we're up to the minute. Oh, we must have wanted it.
All right, let's say hi to Shane in Florida. Shane, what's up?
Hey, O&A, happy 5 million plus 14.
Wait, plus 14?
Yeah, DirecTV. You got 19 million new listeners.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that
yes.
DirecTV deal that XM made yesterday is huge for us.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Hey, Los Alamos, New Mexico, a couple of years ago. Place burned down. One guy's house was standing, and all these that burned down, he was all happy until the new houses went up. And everybody had new houses, and this last guy standing was all pissed because his house wasn't worth as much. Now, how's that for a story, huh? Tell that guy with a hose to just shut the hose off and remove the thumb.
He's just
punching out.
He's just on his roof with a hose, hoping that's going to take care of it, and
That'll do it.
You kind of feel bad for the guy.
You know what I think? I'm kind of mulling your theory over in my head, Opie. Your whole theory of they built the cities where they would be safe. I think it was more that back then they just built a bunch of them everywhere, and whichever ones are still there are the ones that didn't get all fucked up because they built them where the weather was.
I don't know about that.
Like, there could have been this thriving metropolis in the middle of the country somewhere that they really thought was going to take off, and a tornado comes through, wipes it out, and they go, okay, we're moving on.
Yeah, it just keeps knocking it down.
Yeah. Keep knocking it down. They just said, fuck it.
And then you move on and go, all right, let's try it here.
Let's try here, and then they went to the Gulf Coast maybe. Big hurricane comes in, wipes them out, go, nah, we can't really make a major city here.
Are you trying to say there was like a huge city as large as New York City, let's say, in the middle of Arizona?
He's saying Kansas would have been a cultural mecca.
Right.
It
would have been a schmeckle. The schmeckle heads that built...
Meckle.
I think they were little like...
Fucking idiot.
There was a potential for there to be a thriving city there.
Well, you know...
But early on, that little sprout was knocked down.
A little known fact, the United States owned Montreal for a day or two.
Yeah, we needed that crap,
Well, then
right?
we realized, what are we doing? It's too cold.
Stinks.
We don't need this.
Too cold.
So we pretty much just gave that away.
That's why the UN isn't in, like, Fargo. You know, because it's just too cold. Can't really get there all the time. So they put it here, where people work every day, get stuck in traffic anyway. But they weren't planning on that way back then. They were just happy. You know, they built New York City. Nothing knocked it over. And it continued.
Right.
I think that's more the theory than some very smart people back then going, as I look at my satellite photo, I see this area is free from...
That's a good point, too. Hey, on the instant feedback, someone's writing, you guys should call Joe Rogan. His house is right in the path of the fire. He says there are fire trucks in his driveway right now.
Joe don't care, though. He'll just buy another one.
Carlos Mencia started that fire.
The Punisher.
I show you. I'm the Punisher.
We're going to have to ask him about his nickname when he comes in next week.
Of course we are. First question.
Because now it does sound kind of silly. The Punisher.
Who calls you the Punisher?
Have him give you a list of names of what comedians actually call him the Punisher.
Right. Who made it up? How did you hear that they were calling you the Punisher? Who's walking up to you saying, hey, Punisher? Mr. Punisher? Does his mail say resident or Mr. Punisher? Mr. Punisher or current resident.
Even if comedians believe that, they wouldn't do it because you're admitting defeat. Like,
right.
You know, like
exactly.
I'm just Joe Blow. This guy.
Yeah.
He's the Punisher.
He's the Punisher.
Let's say hi to Mike in New York real fast, and then Jimmy Norton's on hold. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Anthony, I just wanted to remind you that we're kind of sitting on a major fault line here in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those that they talk about and try to scare you, and sorry, it ain't...
But I saw a news piece maybe a year ago that we are sitting on one, and it could happen here in New York.
Yeah, of course you can.
Sure it is.
I didn't watch the news that night, but, you know.
Yeah.
If it ever happens, it'll happen way, way, way in the future. We'll all be long gone.
I wouldn't worry about the fault lines. It's just the geography of the East Coast isn't conducive to earthquakes. It just isn't. There isn't that moving plate shit going on where there's fault lines, but there's not this tremendous amount of pressure between the two plates, like just going, just waiting to snap. There's fault lines, and they're just sitting there. They're like cracks. Jesus.
We get a slight shake every once in a while.
We're sitting on a major fault line. What could this mean for the New York? Nothing.
You get a slight shake, and then you got a report that some housewife in Bayshore felt something.
Yeah, I felt something.
Yeah, great.
I felt something, and a lamp moved.
Yeah,
okay.
I dropped my spoon.
Yeah, nothing. California, meanwhile, highways are collapsing in San Francisco. That's an earthquake.
Jimmy.
Hi, guys.
There he is.
Jim Norton, live from Los Angeles, California.
Oh, it's so early, Jimmy.
Where it's 4:15 in the morning.
Now on, by the way, call me by my new name, the Disciplinarian.
Wow, a bunch of comics gave you that name?
Yeah, they talk about me, and man, he disciplines people.
Yeah, we're all trying to come up with a nickname for each other, so I'm either going to go with the Destroyer or the Instigator.
All right.
Yeah, I know, whatever.
That's fine.
Hey, where are these fires out there? Do you know?
It's funny, man. Funny story. I actually, they said there was fires burning, and I get little white flecks, which I didn't know what they were, but I think it was like embers or smoke or something. Like it was just in the air from the fires.
Are they
really falling down around where you are, huh?
I mean, really light though, dude. It looks like a mild, teeny snow. Like you hardly notice it until you look through the headlights. And you're like, oh yeah. And the only good news is that the guy. Remember I told you that awful apartment I looked at in the guy's house where he had his music equipment?
Yeah.
I'm hoping his house burned. That's the only bit of it. I'm hoping that there's some sort of a fire, and maybe all of his possessions are on the side of a mountain, and he died face first in the mud.
Hey, how's the sore throat?
It's better, actually. I just took another antibiotic. I was going to call yesterday, man, because I have late calls.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
You there?
Jimmy?
Is this a new bit? Like anything, I'm just going to, in the middle of a conversation, stop talking.
Damn it.
He hung up on us. Well, fuck him. You are the new permanent third man, Bill, because we can't be hung up on.
They call me the substitute.
Just repeat after me. I'm Bill Burr, and I'm on the radio. So we can
do that.
That's all you need.
So we can throw that into the open. Well, we want to talk to Jim about his hooker. His hooker went to Rikers. Oh, here he is.
Yeah. Big story in the paper
We'll
today.
get into that and a few other things. So you're feeling better, Jimmy?
Yeah. I got shitty cell connection here. I'm in my new pad, as I like to call it.
How is that?
It's a studio in Los Feliz, or however you say it, Los Feliz.
Oh boy.
It's like 7 miles from where I'm working. Not even. It's great. But I came in to look at the apartment, and there was flies on the window inside. There was like 20 flies on the inside of my apartment.
Like Amityville Horror?
Dude, that's exactly what it was like. And I'm starting to think something bad happened here because there's like those little vases filled with oil, and they have like those little sticks coming out of them, and they give off a nice scent, and they kind of like for a room freshener.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
They had a really strong one in here, and there were flies on the window, and then I came in today, and there were more flies in here.
Oh, dude, there was a body in there.
Dude, that's what I'm starting to think. And
yeah.
It's a small little studio, but I'm like, there's this sickly smell.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Someone died in your new apartment.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I'm not even being paranoid, but because of the flies were all concentrated on the window, they were all inside the apartment, right by this part by the window, and the thing was open. They could have flown out whenever they wanted to, and they didn't fly out.
Jimmy, did you Google your address?
Oh, no. Not a bit.
Yeah, do that, because sometimes that turns up a crime or murder or death that might have taken place in the residence.
Are your neighbors, avoiding eye contact with you?
No, I haven't seen any of my neighbors. There's only my stepdad.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, my God.
Somebody got their brains blown out and they sprayed across the window.
I thought of that, man. There was a bludgeoning, or there was something soft and red leaked out of somebody onto that window because the flies were digging it.
Oh, man.
This is my first night in the apartment, so I'm kind of creeped out by that.
Gary, you're going to be sitting on the bed like that scene in Big when he was all scared, sitting in the hotel, little kid, crying with the sirens going past.
Pulling his knees into his chest.
Yeah, just wanting his mommy.
How's the taping going, Jimmy?
It's great, dude. I'm really happy. I mean, we shot last night and we shoot tomorrow night, and they've been this week has been great too. So far so good. My acting is getting better, so I'm kind of happy. I thought they were going to fire me.
Yeah, you're bringing the tone of your voice down a little bit.
Dude, I was doing something today where I had to actually point a weapon at somebody in the scene, and I'm like, starting to talk like that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, stupid? I started doing my awful raise the voice because you can't act acting.
Put your hands in the air. Don't make me shoot you.
I open my eyes really wide sometimes, too, like to try to pretend I have expression. I'm like, what are you doing now?
Is that show going to be on BET?
That's great. Opens his eyes. The only expression.
Hey, guys, what time are we coming back tomorrow? Awful. But the show is good. The scripts are great, and they're very happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, you got any complete yet?
Oh, yeah, we've shot one. We're on our second one now. We shoot over 2 nights, and then next week we do the third one, and then I come back. I was going to come back Monday, but I'm coming back Tuesday because I'm doing actually the Tonight Show on Monday.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, and then...
nice. A week from this coming Tuesday, Jimmy returns.
You know who I'm doing it with? You know the chick that played the lead in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
She's pretty hot, right?
Yeah.
She's really hot.
I may try to ask her for coffee. What do you think?
Good luck, bro.
Take her back to your smelly, fly-ridden apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Just push her face where the other body was and just sodomize her brutally and laugh while the bugs attack her. And this group called The Killers, who I never heard of. You guys know who they are?
Yeah, The Killers are huge.
Oh, yeah, that's what the guy told me, but I never heard of them. But he said that they're very popular.
They're one of the biggest bands of the past year. You should get a picture.
No Ozzy, but, you know.
No, they're really good. I'm serious. You might like their stuff. You should download a couple tunes.
Hold on, guys. Fuck.
Oh.
What happened?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just this cell connection is shit. I'm getting a home phone soon, like next Wednesday.
Oh, you are? Oh, the phone guy's going to come in and hook it up and go, yeah, we just took a phone out of here. Ooh, you should have seen. Ooh.
Any hookers, Jimmy?
Dude, that's why I'm still awake. I was just out riding around because I kind of found a couple of spots, like just by accident.
Yeah, by accident?
No, dude, on my way home I saw a couple. I was just driving home. This is a new way for me to come home.
Are they real chicks or, you know?
Yeah, you got to weed through them. There's a couple of different areas. Like where the trannies are, there's like a main drag on the way, right on the way up to my fucking place, like 2 miles from where I am.
Lucky ducky.
No, I'm avoiding them. You got to go down like Hollywood Boulevard a little bit and look on some side streets to find like the regular chicks. And I've done Craig's a few times, some Craigslist stuff.
Yeah, what's the quality compared to the East Coast?
Not bad. I mean, I've had good success so far. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, get my phone. I keep hearing some little background noise.
Ghost.
No, it's not ghost, dude. Don't tell me that. I'm all fucking weirded out now by that.
I know you are, and well, you should be.
I'm fucking Larry Lonely, calling my friends and hoping the sun will come up before we get off the phone.
I could kind of hear it in your voice.
I know,
he's freaked out.
Little Jimmy's scared.
He's a little freaked out.
A little scared.
Jimmy, a serious question. If you get arrested, is that going to fuck up your deal out there?
You know, that is exactly why I'm here right now. I fucking said, what are you doing, you psychopath? Get back to the apartment. Because I forgot my phone, and I'm riding around. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just kind of, I'm just looking around, just
You know what?
Just shopping.
His voice just went up during his alibi. I'm not doing anything wrong.
I'm not doing anything. You hear those guys all the time on Cops.
You know what's
what? I'm not doing anything.
You know what's great? When this HBO series finally airs,
yeah.
You know, the National Enquirer and all those rag magazines, they pick apart everybody.
Oh, they love it when celebrities trip on their own dick.
And the stories are going to come up for Jim Norton that we all know already.
Yeah, we've heard of.
It's going to just be hilarious that it's going to be available for the entire country.
You know what it is? They'll probably fucking come up with nice stories because they'll ask me, what do you like to do? I'll say, well, I picked up some trannies, and they'll actually have to have women come out of the woodwork that admitted I was nice to them.
That'll be the shocker.
That'll be the scandal.
Because I remember when Voss was, doing his thing there, they even had stories on him in the National Enquirer, how he used to smoke crack and stuff.
Yeah, the old Voss.
Yeah, boy, that fucking ended quickly, didn't it, that National Enquirer coverage?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Hey, your hooker went to Rikers yesterday.
Dude, I know. Ben just told me, like, when I first called in, he got on. I'm bummed out to hear that, man. I can't believe I fucked her, though. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys. That was all because of you that happened.
Well,
she went to jail crying.
Well, I want to bring everyone up to speed because we have a lot of new listeners. This escort service was just they were huge fans of the show, and they gave us all a free hour. Jimmy was the only one that we know of that actually partook in the free hour. And the guy that ran the company, he's been in Rikers for a while now because he was just bragging way too much to the media and everybody else and bringing his hookers on a national talk show like ours. And then Jimmy spent a night, or more than a night, no, Jim?
No. It was only one section I had with her. It was one section.
Yeah, and you got the ass flu from her, remember?
I did eat her ass, and I did have a flu right after. You might be right.
We dubbed it the ass flu.
The ass flu, and these girls were coming in the early days of XM, and they were really just bragging how much money they're making and how hot they were. And this one, Natalie or Natalia? Natalia, right?
Natalia.
She would get $2,000 an hour and it was a 2-hour minimum. And Jimmy
freebie.
Jimmy got a freebie, yeah. So it was a big deal on our show, and so Jason, who ran the company, he got busted a while ago, and they were trying to nail Natalia, and they finally got her, and she went off to Rikers yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
She was claiming to be the #1 escort.
Well, there's a lot of expensive escorts, dude. Like I told you in Florida, the one girl and her boyfriend who liked the show hooked me up. She runs an escort agency, and she hooked me up with like a $1,500 an hour hooker who did fire things with her asshole in porn movies, some really weird stuff.
Fabulous.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of girls that charge that much, but Natalia was just very high profile, and she should have just kind of kept quiet. You know, you can't fucking brag about that shit.
No, she went on bragging, man.
She was on TV bragging about it. I mean, she just got out of control. With
did interviews. It says Natalie McLennan. I guess that's her name. Her brown eyes filled with tears, and her body convulsed in sobs as Manhattan Supreme Court guards handcuffed her and hauled her off to Rikers Island. She was not merely a call girl, argued the prosecutor, Jeffrey Davis. He charges McLennan, known in the underworld sex trade as Natalia, held a managerial position and hired and fired prostitutes for an escort company called New York Confidential.
Well, I heard that the defense is actually going to show my picture and say that she fucked me. She's an angel of mercy.
Yeah, that might do her some good. Look at that. She's taking care of little cancer kids.
The story's really funny. It says her high heels clicking across the courtroom linoleum.
Yeah, it said she was not dressed for Rikers. She had a little flirty skirt on, an off-the-shoulder sweater, and 5-inch pumps being led off to Rikers.
Stiletto heels.
Where she will soon be also wearing a broom handle.
But she was a friend of the show for a while there, and that's too bad.
Remember they were flying her off to the West Coast, some rich Wall Street guy. She had to beat down at the airport. He's going to get into his Learjet and just fly off with this guy and fuck him over the course of a weekend.
Yeah, they have good lives, those chicks, man. I mean, if you're making that kind of money and you're getting flown all over, you're living a pretty good life.
I think, though, when, what's his face? Who's the guy that ran the joint?
Jason.
Yeah, I think when Jason went off, her world came apart, and she wasn't pulling in that kind of cake anymore, and she figured she'd talk about it.
How do you get to that level as a hooker? Like a national, headliner.
Yeah. Hooker show headliner.
Making $4,000 a gig.
She's like, right now, she's like the Dane Cook of hookers.
The rest of them
making all kinds of money.
Yeah, the rest of them are doing food spots in the corner, blowing somebody for a falafel.
They're getting ready to jerk a guy off. A bigger hooker comes in and bumps them and blows them in front of
them. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Billy's right, dude. Billy's right. They have a hierarchy like we do, man. It's the same. It's by your credits. It really is. It's almost like she's got the fame and she's got the notoriety.
Yeah.
And she charges more money.
You may have seen her sucking cock at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel.
She's got an upcoming gangbang coming out on HBO.
Yeah, she's in the joint now. $50,000 bail. Isn't that 5 G's cash?
Dude, that's 25 blowjobs.
You can't get started, Jimmy. You can't. Someone can't scrape up 5 G's for this chick. Get her out on bail.
I guess she has no one to call. Who's she gonna call?
Yeah, I think her money dried up a long time ago.
Yeah, she seemed like the type that was spending it.
Because they got.
I doubt.
Oh, go ahead, Jim.
No, I just.
It's just like you're here, Jim. It's just like you're here.
I know. I keep. Did anybody hear Colin Quinn and Nick's show at all when they were on JFK?
No, we need tape of that.
It was actually funny. I heard a break where Patrice called in and was talking, and the three of them were funny together. But just to listen to nervous idiot Colin try to be a radio host and talk, like he must have said, "Okay, but I was gonna," about 6 times. It's like, you fucking idiot. Will you just wait a second and let everybody finish, and then you can talk?
Oh, we should get tape of that. Yeah.
They have no idea. They think it's easy. He thinks it's easy. He's a fool. Colin's a fool.
A lot of people think this radio thing is easy.
Hey, just come in and talk, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Is it getting lighter yet, Jimmy?
Is what getting lighter?
Where you are?
Oh, no. Why? Is that a hint?
Still pitch black.
Yeah, it's still dark and creepy.
Do you hear any creaks or sounds or anything?
No, it's actually a pretty newly renovated building.
Yeah.
And the studios, I hate studios.
Especially the rug in your apartment.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's only one section is brand new. Right? It's really creepy, dude. That's the first thing I thought of was these flies are collected in an area where some fucking shit went. And you know what the lady told me, this fucking liar? She told me, they cooked a lot of Greek food in here.
Oh, yeah.
That's what did
that'll
it.
do it.
I
guarantee Jimmy's out of that place within a week.
It's a gyro.
Where do you cook the Greek food? Against the patio door on the fucking lower half of it? This is fucking just really creepy. By the way, the woman who fucked me out of the money for the other apartment, she gave me a refund of $200 and something. So I'm out $1,600 from this lady.
Wait. $1,600 and she gives you a refund of $250?
It was $1,800 and then she gave me $250 or something back.
And
what was
this bitch's? What was her explanation for not giving you a full refund for that shithole?
Well, she has to. The lawyer talked to her and said something. She charged me for administrative fees.
What?
And for stopping payment. Believe me, dude. If we don't work this out, I've never requested any pest help, of course, for something personal. But
yeah.
And look, I had to deal with some pests in that apartment.
Right.
I certainly think that she should understand that that's a very uncomfortable thing to have to live with.
Call the troops out, right?
Dude, I've never. Do you understand how much money she's stealing? $1,600 from me.
Of course she is. That's probably what she does. She gets money like this. People go in there. They can't fucking live there. She gives them back a little bit of money and pockets the rest.
Well, her argument was, I held the apartment for him. Well, this fucking you're holding a roach-ridden apartment.
Yeah.
What's that mean? That's not a good product.
No.
You know,
that's why you're holding it.
Yeah, exactly. There's no one in it because it's fucking bugs. The bugs were there.
That is disgusting.
Dude, I can't live. How are your mice, by the way?
I haven't found a mouse in a long time now.
You roaches or no?
No, I haven't seen a roach in a long time as well, so I'm all good. I'm starting to look around, though. I'm going to buy, finally.
You have to, dude.
No, I know, finally, because, XM gave us, they're real happy with us, and we're going to be around a while, so now we could set some roots down.
That's right.
Hey, did you hear about the DirecTV deal yesterday?
I was just about to congratulate. I actually heard about that from Yoshi on me. Did they announce 5 or no?
Yeah, $5 million was announced, I think, Monday, something like that. And yesterday, the DirecTV deal. And, the company's definitely coming to the table finally and showing that they believe in us because they added us to this deal. They didn't have to.
That's great.
And, we're going to be, what are you doing, Ben?
He's laying out the papers.
Oh, okay. All the other papers just got here. We're going to be exposed to close to 15 million more people.
Dude, that's fucking phenomenal.
Obviously, we're not going to get all 15 million, but, if we get even a small percent, we'll probably double the size of our audience easily. So.
Well, congratulations to XM for $5 million, and I got it thanks to Logan very much. I have to call him to thank him, but he took very good care of me recently. So
Yeah, Jimmy's getting a little raise.
Yes, they gave your pal a raise. So,
I heard about that. Nice.
Yes, I'm really happy. So I got to thank Logan. I didn't get a chance to call him yet, but it's just great. It's great news, man. I'm glad the company's doing well.
What other job can you leave for weeks on end and get a raise?
I know.
What other job can you possibly do that?
I want that deal.
Hey. What does that show you about how badly I'm doing the job, that I'm gone? And he's like, all right, no, just stay out there. Here's a little more money.
You stay away, and here's more money.
Hey, Jimmy, your pal's aunt and myself, we're negotiating with some networks ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
You're not the only one that might be on television.
That's right.
Friend.
We got some TV projects.
Movers and shakers working for us.
Who?
You gotta hook up your MiFi because you're missing some great radio, bro.
Yeah.
We spent at least 2 to 3 hours on this. We did a TV pitch with A&E, with this really bad production company that pretty much pitched MythBusters to A&E, starring Opie and Anthony.
Dude, it was such a flop in the pitch. We're sitting there as the guy that's pitching it is just eating his balls, and we're sitting there. And they're just straight-faced, the A&E people. Just straight-faced. And then they just, started picking apart everything the guy had just brought up for the pitch. It was embarrassing.
Were you guys embarrassed?
Oh, God, were we?
Just sitting there wanting to leave. We couldn't. The woman that's in charge over there at A&E, she had this bracelet watch, and 2 minutes in, it was like a chandelier on her wrist, and I just heard clang, 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 clang as she looked at her watch. And I was like, oh, this is going nowhere fast.
And we explained it on the air, when we were off the air and we had no career, I was brought right back to that moment thinking this is all we have and we need this. And then I realized, wait, no, we don't need this. This would be just a little side thing.
Yeah.
So then we actually sat back in that conference room and enjoyed the disaster that was taking place in front of us. The guy pitched the show as MythBusters meets Jackass.
And the woman instantly went, well, we don't want to hear Jackass because the lawsuits that are happening with Jackass, and we have 2 shows in the can we can't even put out because of lawsuits with that Jackass type thing. And then the guy kept bringing up Jackass. And the woman's telling him.
He's like, but Jackass was so huge, and they made a movie because it was huge, and blah, blah, blah.
And she's like, well, let's just not, enough about the moose. No more Jackass. And he just kept going and And we're sitting there just at that huge, lonely conference table, just eating it.
And
was he smooth or no?
Oh, God.
No.
It was embarrassing. They might replay some of that over the weekend when they replay some of our shows.
It was a nightmare. It was the exact opposite of how you want a pitch meeting to go.
That's fucking hilarious.
Dude, we did about 2 or 3 hours on it because it was just unbelievable. He wouldn't take no for an answer. It was so obvious they were done with us. And then we're in the elevator, and he's like, guys, I think we're really close. We just got to tweak this a little bit. And like,
it was not a chance in hell. And he's like, I think we just got to tweak this a little and get back to them. They gave us a one-way limo ride just there. Opie gets in, shuts the door, the handle comes off in his hand. Yeah, it was just a nightmare.
Because the production house, this TV production house, whatever, they needed us more than we need them, so they were trying to show us, that we're stars or whatever. So, yeah, they get a limo to drive us over to A&E. That was just awful.
We met them at their offices. It was set up like a boiler room, like one of those where there's a bunch of illegal aliens on telephones until the cops come and chase them out, soliciting illegal goods.
We can't find one thing these guys have done that anyone knows of.
He was crowing about some equestrian reality show that the Travel Channel was picking up. Unless they're showing over and over again Christopher Reeve breaking his neck, I don't want to see it. It It was the worst pitch meeting we walked 38 blocks after we left this, me and Opie, just laughing our asses off like two lunatics in Manhattan, laughing at how badly this went.
This guy pitched the show as Mythbusters with lawsuits.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It's like, so what you're saying is this is Mythbusters with some kind of court action later. Some type of financial burden through litigation later.
Oh, tell him about. He's like, well, what would they just be doing? And he's just like, hey, you guys are just.
Oh, that's it too. Because then they are asking questions. It's like, okay, well, I guess the gist was we're going to do things that everyone wants to see ever since they're a kid. Jimmy, you ever want to see a grand piano drop through the roof of a house? That's the kind of stuff O&A will be doing. And then the woman's like, all right, well, you got the stunt type thing. We understand that. But what's happening? What's the setup? How does it end? And he just kind of didn't have an answer. It was just kind of like, well, O&A just do what they do. And then she turns and she starts looking at us for an answer on how this ends. And I'm sitting there. I felt like I was in school and just picked on and didn't know the answer. I think it actually came out of my mouth. I think I said, don't pick me. Don't pick. I don't know. I can't even make something up.
He actually told him that by the end of the show we don't accomplish anything.
No,
that's the beauty. We just don't figure out anything.
At which point it felt like the Seinfeld pitch episode where George just kept going, a show about nothing, and they were bombing in the meeting. We were bombing.
What was she looking at you though? Like when he said, look, Opie and Anthony will just do what they do. Did she look at you to go, all right, what is it that you guys do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we're trying to say, well, on the radio we have a very, it's like guys just kind of hanging out and talking to each other like we would at a bar or any other setting that. And how does that translate into driving a car into a big pool of Jell-O? But let me, Opie. How would that?
And at that point, I just openly started laughing. You know how I do? Because I don't have anything else, and I'm uncomfortable and a little nervous, so I just start laughing really loud in her face.
Dude, it was so embarrassing. Such bomb. I was getting, like, hot flashes.
The guy is turning beet red.
Like, I had... You know how they hand out bottles of water at the conference tables whenever you do those meetings?
Oh, yeah.
I finished mine. And no one ever finishes the water. I was so hot, and like my mouth was getting all dry, and it was such an uncomfortable place to be a minute in.
And Jimmy, when we knew we were done is when the head muckety muck there that makes all the decisions changed the conversation and she actually said, "So is it still nice outside?"
Still nice outside?
Never a good sign in a pitch.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Seinfeld must have gotten the same question after the pitch meeting.
Yeah.
For that show. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think that's even worse than bombing on a comedy stage. Because bombing a comedy is just, a bunch of fucking idiots. You'll never see them again.
Right, right.
That actually could have made your life better.
Right. It could have made, that one instance may have made our life better, and now no.
No.
And we might have to deal with them again. We could walk in now to a pitch meeting with Jesus and Satan with us and pitch a show of these two fighting live on television, and they will go, weren't they the guys that were in here with that idiot about the Mythbusters Jackass show? No, I'm sorry, Christ's sake, we're going to have to pass on.
Were you embarrassed for him?
Oh, yeah, embarrassed for everyone in the room. I saw my reflection in the window, and I was embarrassed for that guy. I swear to God.
This guy is delusional, man. Absolutely delusional.
Yeah.
And then she's talking about the weather. I'm like, oh, God, just get us out of here.
It was a horror.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
sure.
I'm going to go outside and check. Hang on a second.
Yeah, let me go and then run.
Yeah.
Run from the scene.
I'm sure that's how other pitch meetings go, where they're walking to the elevator talking about the weather. Instead of saying stuff like, don't pitch this to anyone else, we'll get together later today.
Yeah, let's talk tonight. I'm going to email you that. Yeah. Hey, still warm out?
I'm like, yeah. For this late in the season, it's pretty warm still.
Obviously, it's warm. I'm sweating. I'm in an air-conditioned building, and I'm sweating.
That really is humiliating.
Oh,
walking,
Jimmy.
And pretend that didn't just happen.
Right.
Walking with the guy who raped you and just chatting with him.
But then we're thinking, we're all the way...
Your ass still hurts, and he's asking you about the weather.
He's helping you put your coat on. There you go, sweetie.
All right, take it easy. I think the relationship went well. I think it just needs some tweaking.
after he brutalized you, he's asking you how the food is in that restaurant down the street. You're like, it's good. You know.
Oh, that's like one of those bad date rape like school movies where the girl starts crying afterwards and the guy has no clue. Like, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
I'm showing you how much I care about you.
Oh, there's nothing better than a passive-aggressive date rape in a movie.
And then, the meeting was summed up when we hit the sidewalk and we all went our own ways. And we're 35 blocks from where we need to be. And that's the point we realized it's rush hour traffic and the limo's gone.
Yeah, no limo for the ride back.
He only hired it for one way.
Jesus.
Great. Very great.
I wish I had been there for that.
Oh, I know.
It's great. Just when you think things are going well in your career, you get these reminders.
Get that little reminder of your place on the ladder.
That's right.
I got to go to bed, boys, because it's 4:45 already.
Dude, they're telling us you got to go.
Yeah, they're saying I got to let me be.
Yeah.
Jimmy, a heads up. I don't know if it works for radio. I'm going to try it here, but I think Steve sent it to you, or it's on FoundryMusic.com or OpieandAnthony.com. Okay. Someone out there, this thing is just going everywhere. Someone took the Shining trailer and added different music to the trailer.
Same, yeah. They use actual audio from the movie. They cut it. They cut the video up and added music to it to make it seem like it's a completely different type of movie.
Really?
Makes
like a romantic comedy
almost.
almost.
A romantic comedy. You got to see the video. It's really, really good. I think it's on OpieandAnthony.com right now. So.
I'll check it out as soon as I wake up.
All right, buddy. Check in soon, all right?
I'll talk to you guys earlier in the week, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I really miss you guys, man.
Cool. We miss you, Jimmy.
We'll see you
soon.
I
miss you guys.
All
right, Philly, take care.
All right, Jim.
Bye, boy.
There he goes, Jimmy Norton.
It's our little pal.
You want to try this Shining thing? I don't know.
I don't know how it works on with just audio.
Trust me, the video's really, really good. This thing's going to be all over the world.
It is already. I'm noticing it's getting emailed to me like 5 times a day. I'm getting this thing. Very funny.
All right, let's try it here.
Meet Jack Torrance.
I'm outlining a new writing project.
He's a writer looking for inspiration.
Lots of ideas. No good ones.
Meet Danny.
Mr. Torrance.
He's a kid looking for a dad.
There's hardly anybody to play with around here.
Nah. What's up, Doc?
Jack just can't finish his book.
I don't want to sound melodramatic, but there's no way to make it economically feasible.
Here's to 5 miserable months.
But now, sometimes, what we need the most is just around the corner.
I'm your new foster father.
I'd do anything for you.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill,
I love it.
I could see the city light. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home.
Shining.
There you have it. Obviously, the video brings the whole thing together, but you get the idea.
Yeah, music's playing. They're all frolicking. Like every scene is them frolicking, even if they're running away from a murderer. It looks like they're running, like with that music playing. It really did a good job, whoever edited that together.
That's up there, Steve.
Yeah, there's a link right on the front of OpieandAnthony.com.
Just another nameless guy that just put something on the web, and everyone's going to take credit for it. Dude, that was me.
I'm not so sure that was a nameless guy. That was it could have been, but I got.
What's his name?
What?
What's his name?
I don't know what his name is, but I got an email.
So he's a nameless guy.
Well, at the moment he's a nameless guy, but I got that sent to me 100 times yesterday alone, only because when it's so obvious when stuff like that hits the web because the links come in like crazy.
Yeah.
So it must have just happened. And Yoshi called me at maybe 9 o'clock last night and said a friend of his is the one that actually did it.
Yeah, sure it is.
I don't know.
Sure it is.
I don't know.
It's always a friend. These are the new urban legends, the things that pop up on the web. Someone obviously had to sit there and cut it up and had the idea and everything, but you never know who they are. Their genius just goes unnoticed.
It's true. Well, I wish.
All right.
Good one.
We're going to step aside and we'll continue. We got to talk about the Red Sox and the Yankees a little bit.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Also, you know what?
Unbelievable.
Bill Burr got rave reviews yesterday when he went at it with Scott Farrell.
Oh, that was great.
We cut it up in case you missed it yesterday. It's about 2.5 minutes long. It's really good. A hardcore Yankee fan and a hardcore Red Sox fan just going at it.
It's topical.
And all
talking baseball.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, right.
Like
Didn't get personal.
Boston, New York fans always talk.
We should get Scott Farrell on the phone today because it's going to be a huge weekend
It's
for baseball.
just such a big news story. You turn on the news here in New York, and I'm sure up in Boston, and that's like lead story.
Yeah.
The whole thing. John Montone from 1010 Wins went up to Boston. He was here talking to New Yorkers, and just like Bill said, they just get the dolts.
Yeah.
The dopes. He probably got 50 intelligent comments on the upcoming games, and they just pick, the curse is back! The curse is back!
It's not even a one-year curse. They're the defending champions, you fucking moron.
Listen.
I can't wait to chant 2004 at you. Then what are you going to do? Huh? It's the curse of 9 months ago. That's how it works, because I'm a fucking moron. 9 months. And you'd still have to, even if they beat us, you still got to win the World Series, because if you don't, you haven't won it since 2000. So
right.
Just relax. Both of us, our pitching staffs are beat up. I have no idea. It's just going to be... I'm going to have to watch it with the sound turned down, because for a second I hear Chris Berman like, oh... The Yankees scored a run in the top of the first.
You just lose your mind.
I'll just be like, him and Dan Shaughnessy.
You got your MiFi.
Huh?
You got your MiFi. Listen to the game on your MiFi. Or maybe, watch it.
I can't.
And then turn the sound
I have
down?
to watch these local guys and just hate them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Or
part
Tim
of the
McCarver,
love.
that fucking douchebag.
Page 2 of the paper, the New York paper here, the Daily News. Curses. Ghost of Bambino is back.
Oh, my God, already.
And the first line is, it's official, the curse is back.
Well, it's official.
Obviously,
This
yeah,
guy,
shit.
Dave Goldener, a Daily News staff writer, he's making it official. It's
How
official.
is it
The curse
official
is back.
that the curse is back?
The curse is back. They're still the defending World Series champions. They're just hanging their heads.
Did they wake up and all their rings were gone? And it was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
It disappeared. It's off the record books. They never won.
You have to go. They didn't start talking curse until at least 60 years in. So we're good till about 2064.
Oh yeah, you can't bring it up now.
Oh, this is what you were talking about in the office, Dan Shaughnessy, right?
Oh yeah, he's a writer for the Boston Globe. He's the guy who actually coined the phrase "the curse of the babe," and he's the only guy in Boston who was pissed, I bet, when the Red Sox won it, because he has made an absolute fortune off of that fucking fairy tale, rather than just going, "Hey, we sucked as a franchise for 86 years or whatever." They're not. Oh. It was a goblin.
It's in his best interest.
Yeah, let me read
to
this.
Keep this going.
Let me read a little bit of this. It's official. The curse is back. The chronicler of the Red Sox near century of futility now admits that the star-crossed team has slipped back into choke mode after its unlikely World Series win last year. And I quote, "These are, after all, the Red Sox," wrote Boston Globe columnist Dan Shaughnessy, author of Curse of the Bambino. He added, "The Sox have been put on this earth to make us suffer."
I mean, what do you have to do? They had the greatest comeback in professional sports history. About a year ago? You know what I mean? They're one game out of first, and this guy's writing it like he just went through another 70 years of misery.
Right. I'm surprised no one in Boston's beat him up, really, because Red Sox fans absolutely hate Dan Shaughnessy.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I'm really surprised because he's at all the games. You can't miss him. He's got that goofy hair. He's a funny-looking
haircut.
guy. Yeah.
Nah, he's just trying to make money. They're trying to sell papers, and he's stirring it up.
What a loser. He continues. Shaughnessy said the Sox 2005 September swoon has brought back all the bad vibes the Beantown Buffoons thought were gone for good. I quote again here.
It's alliteration. It has to be right, huh? The Beantown Buffoons.
Beantown Buffoons.
The quote is, "We thought we put all this stuff...
New York Yahoos.
We thought we put all this stuff to bed last year. No more 1948, 1949, 1974, 1978, 1986, or 2003. No more talk of collapse," he wrote last weekend. Now this.
Can you believe that shit? It's like, we were up like 5 games?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a collapse. They're a $200 million team. We're a $150 million team. It's like they're going to battle it out. And it's going to be a great weekend. And just watch it, enjoy it, and whoever wins is the better team. That's it. All this fucking... misery. We thought we put it to bed. We did put it to bed. And you wrote that article last year, you fucking idiot. I still have it. I got it framed on my wall.
I like how the curse is back and it's official.
That's official. Yeah,
like,
that
how
guy
is
said
it made official?
It's official. We need to sell papers.
Unbelievable. He continues, go to the fridge and look at that photograph of you standing next to the World Series trophy Shaughnessy 52 wrote on September 10th. Remind yourself it's different now.
Huh?
Why?
Why is it different?
I bet he married the first girl he ever fucked. You know what I mean?
You think?
Because he just figured, it'll never happen again with that negative mindset.
The curse of my penis. I better get this girl and just scoop her up.
I went 24 years without getting anything. Better fucking cling on.
Yeah.
That's just, in this day and age, it's hard for any sports franchise to repeat, I know it still happens, but...
Yeah, the Patriots have done it.
That's why I say I know it still happens, but...
fucking Pats.
It's not...
I know, can you believe this shit? As far as a sports fan, it's like, no matter, even if the Yankees sweep us, whatever, I can't be in a bad mood. It's like, we've won 3 out of the last 4 Super Bowls and a World Series title. It's like, we've...
That doesn't get taken away when you don't win the next year.
Yeah, like we're going to be all miserable.
Yeah.
We won't be, but they'll find 10 douchebags to get sound bites to be like, those people like, I hold a pen like this in my right hand anytime they play. And if I set it down, then they lose. And then they play like this On Golden Pond music underneath it. And they make everybody look like retards.
Right. Because that's what sells. That's what people want to hear. People don't want to hear, we won last year, and we hope they give it their best shot. And
or even
whenever
they show Yankee fans, they never show somebody with like their shit together. They always show that guy with like his shaved head, like he's got like fucking 12 beers, and let's go Yankees! Big fucking gut hanging out like John Goodman. You know what I mean? Like,
the curse, baby, back.
Knows one of those superstitious idiots is Earl. Earl's refusing to shave until the Yankees get knocked out. Yeah.
No, until he's on the team. Like he's in the locker room and they're going to ask him, hey, you're not shaving? Well, you know how it goes every year.
Well, he's the guy we congratulate when the Yankees win, though. Hey, Earl, congratulations. Like
he had something to do with it.
He had something
he gets
to do
a
with
ring
it.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you're going to be a sports writer in this day and age, though, you got to be as negative as possible about the thing you're writing about. I mean, the New York papers are filled with these asses.
Yeah, New York papers are brutal, too.
All these sports writers absolutely hate sports. So why are you even writing about sports anymore?
Because they're the nerds from gym class who never got picked. And all these guys who play, they're the ones who were like during dodgeball.
Right.
Who fucking breaking their glasses as they beamed them in the face. Their nose is numb until like last period.
They just find something negative about every single thing. I gave up reading the New York sports writers because it's the same shit.
That asshole Phil Mushnick.
Phil Mushnick is a perfect example. The guy hates sports. Why are you writing about sports at this point? Obviously, the game has passed you by. You don't like it the way you did, so go write about.
He's got the perfect last name. He just sounds like he whines.
Mushnick. Go write children's books or something.
It's just a mush.
He's a real ass, this guy.
Boy, they really do not paint a promising picture for the Sox in this article, does he?
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Worst bullpen in the American League.
He's probably in danger.
No legitimate closer.
He's probably in danger of losing his house. All the money he was making off that Curse of the Bambino.
Johnny Damon is beat to a pulp and soon will be imitating Wilt Chamberlain's free throws when he tosses from center field.
This is a guy that writes for the Boston Globe.
Right. It sounds like it came out of the Post.
Johnny Damon, the guy who hit the grand slam to put the Yankees to bed in Game 7 of last year, and he's already trashing them.
He's beat to a pulp.
I mean, New York papers do the same thing. I see them,
And what happened? I mean, I think when your team does win a championship, it should last more than a year, Most people, as soon as the next year comes and they don't repeat, they get all depressed again, I think you should enjoy the fact that you won a championship in recent years. But the whole sports thing has completely changed. You can enjoy it for a year until someone else is crowned World Series champions, and then that's it. Then your team sucks again.
Yeah, the misery of a Red Sox fan. But try being an Expos fan, like a Padres fan. I mean,
are there any?
Yeah, they've never.
I've never met one.
Didn't you have to go to like Puerto Rico or something to watch the Expos this year?
Yeah, the last year. Now they're down the National.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly.
They left.
They just
they're never ever winning it again.
There are just some teams you never hear fans from.
The Brewers.
You could be in any city. You will see the friggin' Boston hat on somebody, Any city in the country.
Yeah, I don't see
you
any.
see a Yankee hat.
I don't see any Brewers hats here in New York.
You really don't see
You're
many
right.
Brewers hats.
You make a good point.
Padres.
Yeah. Well, the brothers wear the Padres hats. I don't know what
Do
that's
they?
about, but something's going on in
The
the
homeboys
community.
wear the.
Yeah, all of a sudden
Padres
they get.
hats?
All of a sudden they get behind some obscure team, but I think that has.
No, it's more colors.
Yeah, it's about the colors than
yeah.
the team.
Yeah, Patrice does a bit about that.
Oh, really?
So when white people come up and ask him, you know, do you like the whatever? He's like, no, I just like the colors.
The colors go with what he's wearing.
Yeah.
San Diego actually clinched. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
This year, the Padres.
And who cares?
I know,
right?
exactly.
Hello.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He didn't bash Ortiz, though. If he bashed Ortiz, he's suicidal.
Ortiz just really, I'm sorry. As a Yankee fan, you got to hit him in the head so hard with a ball that he's just out for good for postseason.
Oh, that's your guy?
Ortiz he's just a monster.
For me, it's whenever I see Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
The fucking guy. When I remember Game 7, he was the only guy. Like, he just was still. I was nervous when he was on first. He started pumping his fist like this. Fucking. He has like this. He almost like willing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just didn't have the right guys. That guy is. Even though a Red Sox fan, that guy's. I can say that, man. He's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, he's one of those like Yankee legends.
Always the first guy
in the
up
future.
on the,
it's going to be one of those guys that just is in the same
he's
class
the first
as
guy up on the
DiMaggio
dugout
and,
steps, giving people high fives.
Yeah.
When some guy from like the minor leagues gets brought up and hits a home run, he's unbelievable.
That's what it is. Like when the old guys talk about DiMaggio and Lou Gehrig, and I remember when I watched him play. He's going to be one of those guys.
Oh yeah,
talk about him playing. Yeah,
he'll have a big weekend. Hopefully we can.
All right, someone is defending the Brewers on the phones here.
All right, a Brewers fan.
I got to respect this right off the bat.
Timmy from Wisconsin.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Timmy.
If the Brewers play the Pirates today, tomorrow, and Sunday, if we win one of those games, we're guaranteed 500 for this year for the first time since '92.
Really, you'll be a 500 team.
Yep.
That's what I love about doing a national talk show. See, to us, it's all about the Yankees and the Red Sox, but in your little neck of the country, there's a whole different thing.
They're all psyched to play 500 ball.
There's probably articles all over the Milwaukee papers talking about how they might be 500.
As we talk down to them, your little neck of the woods, your cute little state out there, huh? Wisconsin's a state. Yes, it is.
Hey, guys.
Oh, that's horrible.
You just know your own backyard, that's all.
Right.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, Timmy.
Milwaukee Brewers in 2009.
All right, there you go.
2009.
There you go.
He's giving himself the time to build a team up and everything. That's nice.
Let's say hi to Max Cleveland checking in. What's up, Max?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, I just wanted to say, Bill, I feel your pain from all these years living in Cleveland, man. We've been struggling forever, and if the Tribe makes it this year and doesn't win the World Series, they're just going to give us shit again about how, they can never do it. They haven't won since '54.
No, sir, I'm not in that boat. We won it last year.
Anymore.
There's no
People
pain for you to
forgot
feel.
about it.
It's already starting.
You know, Bill, right?
Come
the
on.
pain.
You still remember.
Every year, right? No, not last year.
No, I hit the lottery. I'm sitting in the big house. I'm done.
We're hoping for that same ticket, man. We're hoping to hit that lottery.
Dude, I hope you guys win it. I hope you win it. I don't give a shit. I got mine.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. Let's say hi to Gooch89. Gooch89, what's up?
Gooch89.
I don't know. That's what the
Oh. I'm from Cleveland, too, and I just wanted to...
what's your name, bro?
What's your name?
It's Gooch. It's just the Gooch, man.
The Gooch.
Gooch.
We know you. I thought there was some other guy with a Gooch type of name.
There's only one Gooch, fellas.
All right, the Gooch. What's up?
I'm just also from Cleveland, and I want... Billy before was saying that, you can't really bitch because the Patriots won 3 fucking Super Bowls. Try living in Cleveland where we get fucked over any time we have a good team. That's all I wanted to say. The guy kind of stole my thunder before me.
You got a great football coach this year.
Romeo?
Yeah, from the Patriots.
He's from the Patriots. Shut up,
Ben just always
Ben,
brings it back to the Pats.
You are what everybody hates about Boston fans.
Yeah.
You are that guy.
I'm that guy. I'm a real fan.
Okay, you're a real fan, but the Sox, they got to win. They haven't won so many 4 fucking Super Bowls. You had the greatest basketball player ever. Didn't the Bruins win a championship?
Yeah, you're all correct. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, that's the thing. Here we haven't had a championship since 1968.
Yeah, but we're not competing against you. We're competing against, like, New York.
I understand.
The bar is a lot higher,
overall,
sir.
Everybody
Step
talks
up
about
your game.
The suffering, the massive suffering that Boston fans go through. Shut up.
Get some money, buy some players.
And why is your stadium right on that fucking lake?
Because we like it cold.
Holy crap!
We like it cold and
that's a
nasty.
brilliant place to have a sports stadium right on the lake.
Have you ever-
It
have you
starts
ever been to a
freezing
game
in
there?
October.
Yeah.
I was at a Monday nighter in December at that thing.
Why?
Because it's fun.
It's not
It's
fun after
to
a while.
Get drunk, be cold, yell, throw shit. It's a blast.
Yeah, but you know something? Out in Cleveland, you guys never had to deal with fucking all these idiots on ESPN every night just trying to find miserable people in your town and doing these little fairy tales about them.
But you can tell them to all fuck off because you won. We can't do that. We still suck.
Yeah.
We have no chance. You guys remember the drive, Elway? Anybody remember that 86 AFC Championship game?
No.
I actually remember it. I'm just
No.
being a dick on purpose. Yeah, I remember that. That was brutal.
What about Jordan's shot against the Cavaliers? That they
Yeah, but
played
he
every
was
fucking
killing
time?
everybody.
That's right. You guys had a good basketball team there for
We
a
had
while.
Doherty,
I
Nance,
forgot about
Ron
that.
Harper,
Yeah.
Mark Price, Craig Elo.
Always
They were,
someone a little better, right?
they were fucking great, and Jordan just murdered
Well,
us.
it's all about LeBron now.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron James.
Hey, a guy that works for me is a security guard in a building where LeBron lives and saw him wipe a booger on the elevator.
I would have to get rid of that elevator.
He picked his nose and wiped the booger right on the buttons where everybody touches.
The real story is he refused him an autograph.
He's going to bring you guys
LeBron's
the
a
championship.
dick.
What an ass, wiping boogers on the buttons.
Hey, I'm going to sound really stupid. Cavaliers ever win an NBA championship? I have no idea.
No, they never have.
All right, LeBron could give you your first one.
Well, they made a bunch. They made a ton of off-season moves. I don't know if you how big basketball fans you are, but they bought in Larry Hughes, tons of guys this year. They should be good.
Yeah, Larry Hughes will definitely help you.
Plus, we got a new owner, Dan Gilbert. He owns Quicken Loans. The guy's got $1 billion fucking dollars.
All right, well, good luck
That'll
to you
help.
guys. All right, Coach, thank you.
Later.
Let's say hi to Mark.
Cavaliers will never win anything until they change the name and their logo.
Cavaliers.
What's up, Mark?
What's up, man? I just want to say fuck you to all you guys. Try being a Buffalo fan.
Yeah, that's a tough nut.
I did that for a while when I was living up there.
4 Super Bowls, two Stanley Cup appearances, nothing.
And so close to one of those Super Bowls.
Everyone's missing
so
the point.
close.
I'm saying, I'm from Boston. I'm not miserable.
Right, you're not miserable.
I just can't beat the fucking Tide. I'm shoveling shit against the Tide.
Right, because everyone is still going to call, Bill, I know exactly how you feel.
I understand your pain. 3 Super Bowls and a World Series.
By the way, Burr would know this. I'm at a NACA conference right now.
You're what?
At a NACA conference.
Oh, that's the college thing.
Oh, really?
Those things are the worst.
What do you got to do?
You perform for college kids at like 9 in the morning.
Oh, that's
doing your stand-up act.
That's a great gig.
You have a halfway decent set. You think you're going to get a bunch of colleges, and then somebody comes out and juggles. And fucking brings people on stage to do a conga line, and they book like 50 schools, and you don't get anything.
Oh my God! What is it like a wedding band thing? Like a wedding? They go in and
This comedians and bands,
auditioning
yeah.
for.
I remember one year I was hosting, and this guy ended his show. I swear to God, he threw marshmallows out at the crowd.
No, he didn't.
And encouraged them to throw the marshmallows at him as he was hitting them with a bat. And then he had these almost like an anti-aircraft gun kind of thing with marshmallows shooting out all over the fucking stage. Standing ovation. And I'm walking out there after him, like kicking the marshmallows out of the way, going, so I got a computer recently. Anybody?
Oh, no.
That's awful.
Oh.
Oh, God, is that horrid.
That's really funny.
True, too.
And he gets the gigs.
Of course he did. Bunch of shit flying around the room. That's all people want. And a free T-shirt. That's another big one. You could run for president. Is that your campaign slogan? Anybody votes for me gets a free T-shirt.
I'm in.
No, I like this guy.
That's not a bad idea.
This guy's solid.
Some dumb stats really fast. Major League Baseball franchises with the longest postseason drought.
Ooh.
Not even making it to the postseason. Milwaukee Brewers haven't been there since 1982. Kansas City Royals since 1985. Tigers since 87. Pirates since 92. Phillies since 93.
Not even postseason.
Not even postseason.
Phillies are another team, man. I feel bad for those guys. These guys been around since 1880. They're averaging one World Series every 100 years.
Don't forget the...
I guess it's now 125.
Phillies won in 1980.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they've been around since 1880.
Right.
And that's the only time?
That's the thing, though. No one was chanting 18, whatever the fuck.
1880.
Yeah, no one was chanting that shit. There was no ESPN around to hype it.
Right.
Plus, you know, it all depends on, like, who your biggest rival is. It's like our biggest rival is New York, and, you know, New York, Boston, Philly are just, I think, the best shit talkers.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, if you got something like that going on against you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
What about Chicago? We haven't mentioned Chicago.
Dude, they have two teams that combined haven't won it in, like, what, 900 years?
I got the stats, and Billy's not far off.
They're doubling down every hand, and they keep losing. Just splitting aces every fucking season, and they just can't fucking get it done.
The guy at the table playing two spots on the table because the seats aren't all full.
I did a gig out in Chicago,
and this,
and they tried. Well, somebody yelled 1918 at me, and I just went off. Like, you fucking kidding me? What are you, 1906 and what, 1907?
Double the chance.
Here it is. Chicago Cubs last won the World Series in 1908. Longest drought.
What about the White Sox?
Right behind them, 1917.
See that? And
they have two teams going for it every year, and they still haven't won it. And do the math really fast. 88 years.
And they get a free pass. No one fucking talks about that. That's who Shaughnessy should be talking about. We just won a World Series. You know what I mean? And it's like he's bitching about us, and it's like, look at the White Sox.
They have better odds than most of the teams out there. They got two teams every year, and they haven't done shit.
Dude, watch old films of World War I. That's the time. Yeah. That's the time frame we're looking at. Guys with those pointy German helmets running into nerve gas in trenches. That's the time frame. The Titanic.
How about you?
That's the time frame we're looking at.
Pop up the year 1917.
1917
was the last time a Chicago team won the World Series. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt because the Cubs go all the way back to 1908. But we'll give them one. So since 1917, they haven't had a World Series champion in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, as Anthony gets that, the Indians, Cleveland Indians, haven't won the World Series since 1948. Very good, Bill. And then, do you know who's next, offhand? Or I'll give you the team. San Francisco Giants.
Oh, that wasn't that in the 50s?
Very good, 1954. God damn, you know your shit.
Them and the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the Yankees won every other time.
And then the stats get to the point where I turn off all the sports channels. It's the who cares. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The first couple are interesting for everybody, and then that's why sports radio will never have huge audiences, because then they go, well, and then you got the Astros. They haven't won since 1962. And then after that, it'll be the Brewers. Shut up.
Yeah, the Astros, that's just basically when they came into the league, because they've never won it.
All right. You got the...
Wow, I can't even find good history. It was all about, like, the war and the Russian Revolution.
By the way, speaking of baseball, Hank Aaron is going to be on with Rob Dibble and Kevin Kennedy today at 3 o'clock on the East Coast on home
175.
175.
Is it true that those teams watched communism come in and go out of Russia and hadn't won the whole time?
Shit.
The whole time Russia was communist?
You know how
I
much
can't laugh
misery
at them.
took
We did too.
Yeah, you did too.
I mean,
but
now,
I mean, when we were on year 86, they were on year 87. You can't really trash them.
Yeah.
Poor Chicago.
Damn, that is a long time, though.
There's nothing you could give us from 1917,
it's
really?
Very hard
is
to
that how
something.
they came up with that slogan?
Dan's got a couple of things.
Wow. Germany announces unrestricted U-boat warfare.
With those new submarine things.
Oh, this is always the worst when
British captures Baghdad.
Oh, yeah?
Holy shit.
That would happen. They should have kept it, bastards. We'd all been out of some trouble.
Peter Malinsky invents toaster.
Of course, 1917, USA enters World War I.
Mm-hmm.
We know that from our stupid history classes, right?
Yeah.
Russian Revolution begins, like Ant said. Tsar Nicholas II abdicates in Russia.
Yep.
They're even using words that we don't use anymore.
The Tsar.
Lenin arrives in Russia.
John? He was playing that.
Yeah, it's all about communism and Russia.
Yeah, that was a big year for the Revolution and World War
King Tut
I.
Visit St. Louis.
The Brits were very busy in the year 1970.
They were taking over everything.
Jerusalem captured by British. And
What were we doing back then?
And Russia opened separate peace negotiations with Germany. What was the #1 hit on the radio back in 1917? Radio. I want that stuff. What was what did the subway cost you back in 1917?
Was there a subway in 1917? Yeah, it was like the 1800s. But was it one of those round ones that used air pressure to push them down? Who's getting on that thing?
What did the paper cost you back in 1917?
Ah, had to be a penny. Everything was a penny back then.
What about a half gallon of milk?
Penny.
Penny?
Everything was a penny. Everyone just carried around pennies. Didn't even need dollars. Those all stayed in the bank.
All right, well, those are boring facts.
Yeah, not much going on in 1917.
Well, we were going to do this after the break, but we did it before the break, so now we got to play the Bill Burr-Scott Farrell fight from yesterday.
It was a discussion.
It was a little discussion.
Because I'd never seen anybody throw it back at Farrell where you couldn't hear Farrell anymore, and Farrell was just getting lambasted.
Yeah, you killed him. Renato.
Yes.
What's up? What do you got?
Renato.
What do you got?
I know the Cubs have the Billy Goat curse.
Yeah, the Billy Goat curse was always second fiddle to the curse of the Bambino.
Yeah.
And now that there's no curse of the Bambino, the Billy Goat curse hasn't really taken over that top spot.
They said you can't bring a farm animal. It's like a health code violation.
It's
not a filthy animal. Get it out of here.
Yeah. All right, punch out.
Yeah, what's that curse about again?
I don't know. They brought
Some guy tried to bring a goat into the baseball stadium, and they said, "Sir, you can't bring that goat in here." And then he goes, "Well, then you guys are cursed." That's that big. Isn't that a great story? Kind of like you were trapped in an elevator and you needed to like kill some fucking time. I'm going to tell you the story of the curse of the
curse
goat.
of the Billy Goat.
That's really funny.
Oh, Jesus, that is so
shit
not
ever.
a curse.
Your team is pretty sad when the last time you won a World Series you were allowed to bring animals to the stadium.
Yeah, but not goats. Your monkey may come in, sir, but keep that goat outside.
Let's go to Jim in Illinois. Jim, it's all about Chicago today. You guys stink.
I know it. I know they do, but I'm going to wear my Cubs hat and my Cubs shirt no matter what.
Get a lot of Cubbies fans wearing the
Hey,
gear.
Were you looking at Anthony's scrapbook earlier when you were talking about the war and stuff?
Yeah, my
Hey.
1970s scrapbook.
Very nice.
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask him or any Chicago people who are listening? You know that dude who reached out and grabbed the ball there?
Yeah.
He got so much shit. I hate how they never brought up the fact that there were like 6 guys around him all lunging for the ball, too.
They just didn't get it.
They just didn't get it.
Yeah.
That poor guy's life was over. I mean, he got death threats. Didn't he get like plastic surgery to change his appearance?
Did he?
Yeah, rumors of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the myth.
Yeah, well,
Mythbuster.
nobody's ever seen him.
There's your first episode.
That's part of the pitch, side of the bus.
Didn't get a nose job, huh?
Who gets? It's a whole show on people that get plastic surgery, so baseball fans don't kill them.
At least we're still trying to figure out our pitch, Anthony.
You're just tweaking it.
We'll come up with a TV
That
show.
was a tweak right there.
Warren, what's up?
Hey, boys, what's going on?
What do you got today?
I was bringing up the fact that that Steve Bartman, the guy went over, reached to grab that foul ball, and the outfielder, Moises Alou, went nuts, and basically they blew the game, and then everyone was blaming him for blowing the World Series. They put that guy in witness protection program.
Is that really true?
That sounds
Well,
like
I mean,
urban
more or
legend.
less, he had to leave his job. He took a leave of absence and everything. I mean, it was crazy. They just lambasted him.
They've never heard from him again. I mean, the guy went under. He's just hidden.
Yeah, I mean, all the photoshops, that were out with that guy. I mean, the guy was just a big baseball fan, and and he just was an overzealous fan.
Yeah, but I never understood why all those other people who were standing up, reaching up for the ball around him, they didn't get just as much shit. They just didn't have the luck of...
The intent was there,
the intent was there.
And you know what? We've all been at baseball games. We're all reaching for that ball because you're not thinking in that situation like, holy shit, it's coming right at me. Oh my! And you get excited, and you're not.
It's like the end of the Accused. Right? She's getting banged on that pinball machine. People start cheering on. Hey, you're next. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, just get caught up in the moment.
Caught up in the moment. There you go.
By the way, no, I didn't sit on my daddy's shoulders and watch Chicago win the last one. Other people are coming up with interesting 1917 facts.
Yeah.
Anthony drops out of high school. Bunch of bastards you are. 1917.
That is very funny.
Bunch of comedians, aren't you?
All right. There you go. If you want real baseball talk, the guys are going to be doing it at home plate later today, 175. We like Rob Dibble a lot, and Kevin Kennedy. They're great guys.
Elo says baseball talk is alive and well.
That's right. And they got Hank Aaron on today. That's pretty cool.
They do a really good show if you're a baseball fan.
The Hammer.
The 3 o'clock on the East Coast on 175. We'll go to break with Bill Burr and Scott Farrell going at it here. Listen to this. All right, let's start with baseball. What's your thoughts on baseball?
Well, last night I was losing weight watching that game. I mean, It was one sip Oreos. They blow to begin with. The only thing they got there is good crab cakes. But all of a sudden, then A-Rod came up and pimped one out. And then they got it when Jeter with the signal to the right, and they take the 2-1 lead. They hold on, they get it done. Gordon, Mo, and now they go one more against these crappy O's. Beat them tonight, have a one-game lead because Toronto beat Boston. It's going to be crazy. It's Fenway all weekend. They're going to be watching as the Bombers go in there to take on the Red Fems. I can't wait. I'm pulling hair out between the football and the baseball. I may start kicking my dog.
We got a Red Sox fan in studio, Bill Burr.
Well, it's going to be thick. Your boy Arroyo couldn't get it done last night. Wells jacked one over the wall and left. They're not pitching well. Schilling's been getting lit. Let's face it, they lose Folk. They've lost everybody. Their bullpen blows. Their rotation's getting lit like a bong. The Yankees go in there on fuego. They've been beating the shit out of everybody.
You lost like 19 to fucking 9 the other night, you jackass. We had a good night last night, and I'm going to sum up the whole baseball season on that. And I'm going to regurgitate everything that I saw on SportsCenter. Shut up! Fucking jackass, you're up one game with your $200 million team that could. It was unbelievable. Then A-Rod got up. He got a hit, then Jeter, then Jesus Christ is on deck, and it was just fucking amazing that they pulled it out against the Orioles. This is unbelievable.
Got Dalai Lama in the bullpen.
You guys
just
should win
in case.
it every fucking year.
Holy shit. When you go out at night, like, and have martinis or whatever, do you, like, talk about that politics shit to people? They must fucking hate you, dude. You were just painful.
You're just mad because I got you with some good points. You got nothing. You're filibustering. Shut your face. Go get a fucking cough drop, jackass. Eat another hot dog and have a heart attack.
Whatever, you homo. You get no trim because you talk about that shit.
What does that have to do about getting pussy? As you sit there fucking eating your soggy cornflakes watching fucking SportsCenter.
You're so funny, dude. What do you talk about, Kabul and Afghanistan and Iraq?
That was Anthony. Why don't you pay attention, you fucking drug whore?
I love you.
Come down off the crystal meth.
I love
Shut
when you get,
your face.
I love when you get a Red Sox fan and a Yankee fan.
Oh, my God.
It's E-Rock Radio.
I love E-Rock.
We love E-Rock Radio.
E-Rock? What's that?
E-Rock Radio.
Yeah, I like them.
It's hot.
It's cool. E-Rock. E-Rock? E-Rock Radio.
He's evil.
He's a bad guy.
He's not true to himself, and he's just ugly, and his nose is falling off.
I don't laugh it.
He's an asshole.
Eric Nagel is this he's this bisexual, incompetent radio guy, believe it or not.
I don't like listening to him, and he's not really that smart.
E-Rock can go fuck himself.
Rafael Palmeiro. Yeah. What a douche.
What we got here?
Disturbed. It's the Opie and Anthony program. Thanks for checking us out once again today.
This is off the new album?
I think so, yeah, right?
These
I like
motherfuckers are just the best.
It's kind of a sad day. Bill Burr now is going away for a little while.
What?
What a mess.
If you say Voss is sitting in that seat, I'm going to punch
no.
someone in the head.
It'll just be a surprise who's sitting there on Monday, I guess. You know, we were really depressed that Jimmy was leaving for a while. That was a real bummer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bill Burr steps in, and it's been great. It's been absolutely great.
You know how well it worked? Old Darren, new Darren. That's how well the transition was. Different guy, different face, but the people didn't seem to care.
Right.
They were just as happy watching Esmeralda get pissed at new Darren as they were old Darren. Same thing.
It's still Bewitched.
Right, it's still Bewitched. Look, Sam is still there. Uncle Arthur's still there. All people I'm familiar with. Darren changed, but that's okay.
Well,
no, it was a big
Larry
change.
Tate.
I can't compete with Norton's transvestite getting shit on stories. I
But
got nothing.
Okay.
It's okay.
People love it. People have embraced you, Bill.
And like
They
Anthony said,
have been cool because I
They
was
have
really
been.
expecting a brutal trashing. Like this
No.
guy doesn't get hookers.
We were expecting it too. We thought you would get at least hammered for the first week or something.
19 of 20 days.
Yeah. But no, they just fucking they adore you. It worked out well. And now, what are the odds that's going to happen with a third person? Now, Bill's got to go somewhere. We bring someone in. You think all
You
our
ever think
listeners are going to be?
maybe it's you guys? Almost like how a good player makes the players around him better.
No, it is
of course
absolutely not us.
No? Well, next week on the Opie and Anthony
Give me some
program,
credit.
Nah, don't bother.
let me tell you this. Next week on the Opie and Anthony program, we will have the third Darren Stevens,
Third never works.
the fourth Darren Stevens, and we will go all the way to the fifth Darren
Oh,
Stevens.
that never
You guys
works.
are like the Jets.
Right.
You're going to have that guy, Brooke, what's his face?
We're going to the fifth string.
Vinny Testaverde in studio.
I talked in a mic a couple of times last week. Said, haven't really done much.
We have 3 different people sitting in next week for Jimmy Norton and Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Yes. And then then Jimmy comes back for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, and then he's gone for another 2 or 3 weeks, and Bill's going to hopefully, spend a lot more time with us again.
Maybe we should just do an All in the Family Archie Bunker's Place transition, where everyone leaves. It's just like one character, like us, but we completely change the setting and everything. And the show is no longer even a pale reflection of its former self.
I'm looking forward to the day we just franchise this out.
That's it?
Hire a new Opie, hire a new Anthony.
And
hire
just,
a new Bill Burr, hire a new Jim Norton.
And just let them run with it?
And we just sit home and collect the checks.
I like that
for
part.
coming up with the idea.
I like that part of it.
Why not?
Yeah, once a month you do a phoner.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
We own the name Opie and Anthony. It's like those bands out there. They just keep replacing everybody.
That's it. We heard about what happened with, what was it, Foghat?
Is that a true story, you think?
I don't know. They tore with his mustache. The drummer's mustache was all that's left.
Who knows? But Bill will be in Sacramento next weekend.
I actually bombed with that bus story there that dude from Ministry was telling.
You did?
Yeah, because I tried to actually retell that fucking story, and it's like a 20-minute story.
Yeah.
And like 30 seconds in, I'm bombing. So
no!
I'm just trying to run to the end.
Get to the end.
Yeah, this girl's just looking at me like, yeah, must have been great.
It's been something. Yeah, he kind of had an inimitable style about that story.
Yeah,
very
I'm
hard
kind
to
of
translate.
bombing with talking about bombing.
No. Listen, we got to go to the phone. Chris on Long Island. Chris, what's up?
Hey, I just realized you and Ant are kind of like, Van Halen, and Jimmy is David Lee Roth, and Bill Burr is Sammy Hagar.
No.
And the fucking next guy.
Oh no!
No, don't
we're
even
not
say
from,
it.
We're not going to that
Gary
extreme
Cherone.
guy, Gary Cherone.
Gary Cherone. Oh my!
No.
Don't do that to us. Oh, the guy
Please.
that sits in the seat next week is Gary Cherone. He's the third guy sitting in that seat.
Oh no, that didn't work.
That didn't work too well.
The Hagar thing worked.
And then David Lee Roth comes back for a little while, and then he leaves again.
Yeah.
And then Sammy Hagar will be back.
A little while.
That's a great analogy, Chris.
All right, guys, listen, hey, I'm singing in live wire. I'll see you guys on the 31st. Looking forward to it.
Wait, you sing for them?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, man. You guys are really good.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's our Halloween party. We're just starting to hype this thing. This is going to be a huge, huge party.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing 2 things. We're obviously having a Halloween party with 2U, which is Anthony's brother's U2 tribute band. They're great. And we picked you guys as well. You guys do the AC/DC thing.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
Great job, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really good. And then we got a Rush tribute band as well.
2112, and those guys
2112.
are unbelievable, too.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. When you see a Rush, a guy trying to cover Rush, you're so super critical of how he sounds because Geddy's got such a distinctive voice, and this guy totally pulls it off.
Yeah, can we get
really
some samples of Live Wire and the Rush tribute band, 2112? either for Monday or later today, whatever. Yeah, this Halloween party is huge because, like I said, it's a Halloween party, but it's also celebrating a year on XM. Because we were trying to do something special, and we couldn't really figure it out, and then Halloween was close, so we're like, let's just throw it all together.
Right down there at the new Hard Rock in Times Square.
Great.
Only 600 people could get into the party, by the way. Only 600 people.
Limited space.
Limited space, and we're looking for people to dress up as characters from the Opie and Anthony program.
Anything.
Anything we've ever talked about in the last year, or even in our past, if you want to go old school, because we got a lot of old listeners.
You could be the wiffle ball bat.
Exactly.
If you want to dress like the wiffle ball bat, that's open. Any characters from the show, anything.
Anything we have talked about that you think you could turn
Bill
into a
Burr
character.
is now open. Your open season on Bill Burr. You want to put on your Bill Burr costume.
That's right. And we're going to have some great prizes for the winners.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just a great, great day. And we'll see you there, Chris.
I'm going to go with Gary Sharon.
All right, Gary Sharon.
Oh, is that the worst?
No shit. Let's say hi to Pete in Philly. Hey, Pete.
Yo, fellas, how are you?
What's up?
Hey, man, I just want to say Bill Burr is fucking killed for the last 2 weeks, and I'm going to miss the dude.
Yeah, no, he'll be.
Thanks, man.
He'll be back, and even when Jimmy comes back full time, Billy's going to be a big part of this show.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell Sugar Tits he doesn't need to come back full time?
Oh, you know something.
Hey, for the Halloween party, doesn't have your audience look like Voss anyway?
Wow, bro.
Wow. That hit his phone.
Wow, we all have our haters out there. So.
Why does this guy want to correct me on Bewitched? I thought I had all my Bewitched facts right. Sir, Brian, what happened with my Bewitched?
Hey, Sam's mother is Endora, not Esmeralda.
Oh, Endora, right. Esmeralda is the other one, the cousin or something.
Isn't that from the Smurfs or something, Esmeralda?
No, Esmeralda was a character on the show, but you're right. It was Endora was the mother, the bitchy mother-in-law.
Hey,
Very
Bill,
good. Thank you,
birthday,
Brian.
Bill.
All right, thank you.
Happy birthday to Bill. Again. That whole gag.
See, we lost a lot of our friends when we were doing the old show, so we're very excited that Bill has worked out so well.
Oh, yeah.
Because we lost the likes of, Jay Moore, who's still a friend of the show. He just doesn't
Huge friend of the show.
He just doesn't participate like he used to. And then
Very busy.
Then we had the Dice thing that went away, and Jim Brewer went away. So, Bill's going to fit in quite nicely as we move forward. So we're very happy about that, without a doubt.
Well, Brewer went over to the other place, and then Dice is the one that was really just out of, it seems, scumbaggedness. The guy just decided, fuck those guys.
That's too bad.
I don't need them no more.
We don't need you. So
Thank you.
Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your career.
Yeah, you could have had that crowd at the Garden, that show you did. Yeah, that crowd would have been there if you hadn't done our show for a month straight before that.
Right.
Stop it.
Hey, we're getting a nice hit.
Hickory dickory. Shut up.
We're getting a nice hit in the Washington Post today. For all you people down in the D.C. area, XM's new weapon, a DirecTV link-up. D.C. radio company offering 72 channels free to satellite TV subscribers. They got a picture of your pals, Opie and Anthony. A pretty big picture in the article, actually. Anthony looking completely thrilled to be there.
I remember when this was taken.
Why do they keep using this picture?
Let me see. I didn't see this. I got this cheat. Look at the picture they gave me.
Here, it's right there to your right.
Oh. It's all staticky.
I don't understand this. You get a photographer in studio and they take a picture, and then this picture is used for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And this is like the worst picture. Anthony's just staring into space because I'm making a point. So you're just kind of waiting to talk because we're being interviewed. And I'm using weird hand signals, and I'm looking off to the side. And that's the picture they use time and time again.
This was fucking...
Isn't this the stupidest picture?
Dude, do you remember this? We were exhausted.
Yeah, because we just started. We didn't know what to expect with this morning thing, and we're getting up at 3 in the morning, getting here at 4:30, just stupid shit.
Yeah, that's great.
And we're doing all sorts of interviews in the beginning because it was a big deal. We were coming to satellite, and it was one of many interviews we did. And that's right, the guy was just taking pictures as he's talking to us. What?
You're wearing the same shirt.
Oh, yeah, I just realized.
You are.
I was looking to see if I was, but I'm wearing my dull shirt that, in this picture, I'm wearing my dull shirt that Bill was making fun of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my generic shirt.
You wear one every day. You got another one on.
It's got a little something. It's a sailboat.
What is that?
It's a sailboat passing a lighthouse, for your information.
Jesus. Will you shut up, dude? We're trying to keep our cool factor up.
Stripes
where
over
do you
the
get
entire
those?
thing.
Those are like
I got it at the...
J.C. Penney.
I don't know where this one is.
Yeah.
This is Nautica. This is a Nautica shirt, my friend.
All right, I guess so.
Nautica, hence the nautical motif on the front.
All right.
I love yours. You got a
pigeon.
Western style shirt. It's a button shirt with the Western style pockets. The little thing kind of goes down. Do you have a yoke in the back? A Western style yoke?
This is a I'm going to be on TV shirt.
And there's a dove.
It's a pigeon.
It's a pigeon.
It's an actual pigeon?
Pigeons don't carry
that's a dove.
fig leaves or whatever that is, a olive branch fig leaf. What am I talking
This is
about?
one of these shirts that if some women would like it, you're like, oh my god, that's
Right.
a nice shirt, and they start touching your
Ooh,
chest.
that's
It's really
pretty.
nice, but every guy fucking trashes you.
What's with the bird
It's
over
worth-
your tit,
Yeah,
dude?
dude, what's up with the bird?
Hey, what are you,
huh?
a fucking fag over here? Hey. I got a faggy shirt. I don't know what to tell you. Women seem to like it for some reason,
and isn't that what only? It's the only thing that matters.
I'm out of intro lines, so I got to put on a flashy shirt.
I'm not trying to attract you, dick.
It's like plumage for a bird, you know, and you actually use the bird.
I can't believe I've been in here for almost 2 hours since you finally. I've been trying to hunch you over.
I know he's turning that pigeon away from us.
Oh, don't worry, Bill. We take a look around right away.
They'll just think it's a brown shirt.
And we'll get around to this stuff. There's other...
I knew it because I heard there was like a kind of little weird tone
yeah.
in Opie's voice. I came, he's like, "Morning, Bill."
Hey, morning.
And he's literally thinking, "There's 20 minutes out of the radio. Beautiful." A bit just came walking in.
Well, that's exactly what happens. You're in the office and you're trying to, figure out what the fuck you're going to do with this particular show, and then Radio Gold walks in and says hi to everybody.
Unbeknownst.
We get so excited when someone fucks up around here.
Oh, yeah.
The day that Anthony walked in with the Periwinkle shirt.
blue shirt I walked in with, and I got just murdered for that.
The day that Eric decided to come in with bad breath, it's like, holy shit, Radio Gold.
This is how you know everybody in that little war room there is just like unbelievably like nice to you and cordial. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill, what's up? You're going to be in the barrel.
Yeah, did you get
And we all give looks to each other. We all give looks to each other like, you see that, right?
Yeah, the eyes open real wide for half a second.
Oh, the second you sat down and put your head in the paper, in the newspaper in the office, Opie pointed at his right tit and went,
and I go to Ben. And it's a really tight office, but I'm like, Ben. And then I'm giving the head movement toward you, like, write this down on the prep sheet.
Sure.
Anyway, the Washington Post with a big, goofy picture of your pals, Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
The article, I'll just read the first two paragraphs real fast. DirecTV satellite subscribers will be able to tune in several XM satellite radio channels free beginning in November. That's cool. I was wondering when the deal was going to start.
Nice.
XM announced this yesterday, escalating the Washington company's war with New York rival Sirius Satellite Radio. It's not a war against those guys at all.
Eek.
It's like what we did to Baghdad the first time around.
It's not even close.
I guess technically that was a war.
It's not even close.
Not even close anymore. DirecTV is the nation's leading satellite service with more than 14 million customers. And starting on November 15th, they will receive 72 of XM's music and talk channels, including the adult-oriented High Voltage channel, which features Shock Jocks, Opie and Anthony.
Oh, they use the Shock Jock?
Yeah, they're starting to use other things instead of Shock Jocks.
Douchebags.
Opie and Anthony. Fired from WNEW in New York for broadcasting a couple claiming to have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Oh, yeah.
In nice, bold writing.
I forgot about that. I'm so glad they remind me in every article that's written about it.
At least this time, like you pointed out, it's
Look
in
at
the
me all
second paragraph.
arrogant like they shouldn't mention it. Why can't we just be judged on our other merits?
It's like Hugh Grant. No matter what he's typing, there's always a
fucking hooker blowjob, mugshot, hunched over picture thing. That's all I remember him for.
Well, the exposure for us and XM in general through DirecTV is just absolutely huge.
Fantastic.
For the company, so. And thank you to Hugh and the gang for including us, because they didn't have to.
No.
This seems more like a music deal type of thing.
Yeah, you know, every cable outlet or satellite outlet, they have those channels. You get up there in the channels, you keep going around, you're looking for movies, and then, boom, you hit the music. All of a sudden you got 80s, you got the dance mix, party mix music.
It was funny because I asked Elo, I'm like, what channel will we be on? He goes, let me look. And I heard...
Oh, yeah.
Over and over, right? He goes, you're going to be on channel... I don't know if this is the exact channel, but I know it's this is the ballpark.
Around
he goes,
there?
You're going to be on channel 832.
That's a nice, memorable number. It's probably, you know what that is? That's probably their wasteland.
Right.
It's their wasteland of programming around it.
On my cable system, I go up into, like, I don't know, like the 400s every once in a while. And I go, wow, there's some amazing things going on up here.
What's up here?
But you rarely go up there.
You don't go up there.
You know?
But it's like the Reader's Digest channel.
Right.
And some Mamba music on the other side of us.
Big band swing.
Yeah, we will be surrounded by just nothingness. So to ensure people don't accidentally stumble upon us during one of our blue conversations. Is that the actual channel?
879?
Yeah, I was watching Channel 800 yesterday. It had a big advertisement for XM coming to DirecTV.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It said Channel 879.
For high voltage.
High voltage.
How about that, kids?
In about a month and a half. That's going to be very, very huge. All right, let's say hi to Jamie. Jamie, what's up?
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah. What up, Jamie?
Dude, I'm drunk as shit, but I have a Ben's Hog costume.
He's going to dress as Ben's Hog for the Halloween
We might have
show.
to have an individual costume contest for Ben's Hog costumes, because I think that one's going to be very popular.
The biggest Ben's Hog, maybe, because that'll make it really inconvenient for the wearers of the costume, and anything that puts our listeners into any pain gives us pleasure.
Didn't have enough material.
I'm excited to see these costumes from the stage, because you know there's going to be ones that we never thought of. They're just going to be brilliant. The listeners are going to come up with some great costumes for this thing.
Yeah, people, I'm reading instant feedback. People want to come as moths from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a pretty obscure little costume to come at. And I'm sure there's going to be somewhere where we're going to look and have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, it'll probably be from a while ago, but that's pretty cool.
And someone else was asking if there's going to be comics. Well, let's see what Doug has to say. Doug, what's up?
What's going on, guys? I know you were tossing around in the beginning there, some of the comedians that might show up doing some sets. You guys still planning on doing that?
Is this Doug out, Doug?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, guys?
I don't know, because you guys are a bunch of assholes when we have these things. You don't allow the comics to, like, actually perform.
All right, fair enough.
I don't know. We're going to try to figure it out. We might go down that road. Maybe some of the comics will at least say hi. I don't know, to be honest.
I'd love to see a guy like Joe Rogan do his thing.
Yeah, I really don't know, because we know you guys are animals. I mean, it'll be entertaining as hell. We'll be up there introducing all the characters of the show, and
you'll spend your whole set telling everybody to
shut the fuck up, right?
Of course.
No, fuck you. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Yeah, we'll come up with.
I'm thinking a 7-hour trip, so I want to be thoroughly entertained.
No, it's going to be a great party. We guarantee that. We've never had a bad party, so I think we'll come up with some really just fun things to do on that stage.
All right, guys.
Hey, did you get through to Howard's screener and fuck with them really bad?
Yeah, just a little bit.
You're just teasing for now, right?
Yeah, we're warming up. I'm trying to get the troops excited for the big day.
All right, very good, bro.
Later, gentlemen.
Thanks, Doug. What is he saying here? Bobby Big Rigger. Bobby Big Rigger.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Down here in D.C., I was driving by headquarters earlier. I picked up the Washington Post. What the hell's with that picture, man? Oh.
I don't know.
What the hell kind of hand signal is that?
It's really bizarre. I don't know.
It is.
I don't even know what I was trying to describe.
Dude, we have both been up for about 24 hours straight.
Right.
We're sitting there. I didn't
even
falling
notice that.
asleep.
I don't know what I'm doing with that left hand. I'm stretching.
Throwing
it
up gang signs, motherfucker.
It is. That's what it looks like.
I'm saying hi to my homies. I mean, we all know the XM compound is in the middle of the ghetto.
Right.
I want to make sure I'm safe as I'm going in and out of that place.
Yeah, looking good, guys.
Very good.
Hey, congratulations again, all right?
Yeah, that's a huge deal for us. Thanks.
Thank you, dear Bobby.
Later.
It just gets bigger and bigger every week for us. Corey, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Happy birthday, bud. Gosh, that fucking...
I
suck. Is Bob Edwards going to be on the old satellite?
No.
No.
No. They
Wow,
did not
look at
include
that.
His program.
What happened there?
The tides are changing. We've finally educated some people down in Washington. We're the big show.
We're the big show here now, Pally.
We're the big show. They signed us and Bob Edwards at the same time, and, they were so much more excited that they signed Bob Edwards.
I don't know who that
I've been
is.
in radio.
Exactly.
We
have nothing against Bob Edwards, but
I'm like a Doogie Howser guy. Like, I've been in radio since I was, 11. some ridiculous age. I've been around a long time, right? And I've never heard of the guy. And I know everything. Well, I try to know as much as I can about radio, I should say. I don't want to say
NPR.
everything. But in the NPR world, he was huge. Absolutely huge. But I never heard of the guy. And so they signed us and him at the same time. And actually, the lawyer lady that signed us and went to dinner with us, she actually left our celebratory dinner to go celebrate with Bob Edwards.
Wow.
How about that?
Oops.
In the beginning, we thought we were in deep trouble by actually, deciding on XM over the other company because we're like, oh my God, did they even get it? And then they hired Eric Logan, and then it's been fine ever since.
He's a nice enough guy and all. We've met him.
We beat the shit out of him on our show, and he really is a nice guy.
He's a nice guy, but sort of ghoulish. He looks like he should be hosting one of those late-night Channel 5 zombie movie festivals or something. Now let me tell you about the next feature. Like he's that kind of guy. He smokes like crazy, I guess. Goes out there, he's all gray.
But he's a good guy.
Yeah, but he's a good guy. And, NPR radio is kind of like, I guess they're afraid the DirecTV satellite might snap off and fall asleep if they bounce the signal off of it. Happens to the satellite. Every time we uplink Bob Edwards, it just shuts off. The solar array folds up and goes to sleep.
All right, why don't we say hi to Evangeline.
Evangeline?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Is this your picture we're looking at?
Yes, the blonde one. I don't know. I had to send 2 pictures.
Oh, you're the blonde one?
Yes.
Yeah, hi.
Why did you send your picture?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'd like to play What's in My Pants.
Oh, okay.
That's nice. Hey, who's your friend?
This is one of my friends from college.
And
one of your friends from college?
And why isn't she playing?
Opie.
No.
Stop it. What's your name? Evangeline? You're very lovely. I'm looking at the picture. Very lovely girl.
Thank you.
You could tell which one the cock blocker is.
I think Stephen Lynch wrote a song about you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's your deal, Evangeline?
What's my deal?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you?
How old are you? What do you do?
Okay. Well, I'm 23 years old.
Oh.
Right now, I'm looking for a job.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm about 5'7".
5'7".
All right.
Tall gal.
Weighing about 135 pounds.
5'7", Opie, 5'7". Take that into consideration. Look at your chart, mister, just off the top of your head.
No,
Look at your chart.
Do we
5'7".
really need to look at the chart today?
5'7". If she was 5'5", that would be, maybe pushing it.
There's a slight problem.
Well, I have one of those big bubble butts.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's nice.
Oh, is that it?
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so you're a little bottom heavy.
A little bit.
A little bit.
She's a big girl. She's got some thighs on her.
Does your ass look like Tara Reid's? We've all seen the picture. I think it's in the latest issue of Rolling Stone magazine.
Tara Reid's ass isn't so much big as it is just lumpy.
Well, mine's not.
Tara Reid's butt is like, when you fill up the in-ground pool too much and the sides start to buckle.
No, I don't have one of those.
That was the best I could come up with. That doesn't actually happen, I know, but I was trying. All right.
It's like if you were in a skirt, let's say, and you're in your gravel driveway, you sat down to maybe change your tire, and then you got up, brushed the gravel off your butt, and then took a picture of it. Does it look like that?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right.
She's at some sort of party here.
Yeah, what's the
keg
party?
cups in the background.
Yeah, look at that. The big beer, the red beer cups that always run out. Damn it.
Yeah, what was going on?
Sign of a date rape on the horizon.
There's some college guys in the background already.
Already making their plan. Look what they want it.
Yeah.
Girls are touching each other, fucking dykes.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of young go-getters.
Yeah.
All standing around the keg.
Yeah, what was this party?
I think that was, I don't know, just a regular fall party. It might have been near
a mixer.
Homecoming.
Yeah, actually, you're definitely not bad. You got blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
And what color eyes? Can't tell. It's black and white.
Those are blue.
They're kind of like blue-green.
All right, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
You guys want to play Guess What's in My Pants with Evangeline?
This is good also because you can kind of see the texture of her natural hair, which will help out in this game.
It's going to make it tougher to hear, actually.
Angeline?
Yes.
Hi. I'm going to explain to the listeners how this game works.
Okay.
Are you in your room?
Yeah.
At home?
Yes.
Mom and Dad?
No.
Where are they, at work?
No, actually, I live by myself.
Oh, okay.
All right. Whore. I love it. Love it. All right, what we're going to do is have Angeline rub her phone on her most intimate of areas, and she will rub in 3 ways: up and down, side to side, and the ever-telling circular passion. And from the sounds we hear emanating from her telephone, Opie, we will try to decipher what type of hairstyle she is sporting in her lap. The choices are the standard issue basic female triangle. This can also be now clipped down, but it is still the standard issue triangle, even if you're just kind of trimming it a little down.
Do you have a lot of sex?
Yes, I do.
You have a lot of sex.
That's going to influence my answer, by the way.
Because she's a whore.
Go ahead,
that
Anthony.
one. And the next hairstyle would be the mohawk. This is a mohawk. It's a strip of hair, also called the landing strip, where you shave in the sides and you leave it from top to bottom.
Up to your navel.
Right up to the navel, down to the asshole. Big, long strip. Yeah, some people have a landing strip that's kind of like a little local airport that the Cessnas land at, and some pretty much have JFK. There's traffic coming in from all angles.
747, no problem.
Oh, they could land the biggest plane and still have plenty of runway at the end.
I sometimes like the spot that just doesn't make any sense. No matter what angle you look at it.
The helipad. It's just a little dot of nothingness. Why did you leave it? It looks like you missed.
It's a little too far from everything.
Yeah.
It's too far.
It's too far from the actual workings of the vagina.
Yeah.
It looks good when a girl is standing up, nude picture, crossing her legs.
Sure.
And standing there, and that little tuft of hair just kind of sits there, and it looks good. The second they're on their back with their legs behind their ears, it's like, what the hell is that?
Like the 9th hole at the Masters. You know that one that's just surrounded by water? You gotta fucking chip it on. I think it's the 9th hole. I'm not sure what.
18th.
We're with you, though. We've all seen the water.
Oh, my God.
We've all seen it.
It's a useless tuft that just sits there.
It just looks ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All right, anyway.
But that is that would be the Hitler mustache, or now the helipad. It's pretty much a Hitler mustache. It looks like a little tuft of hair.
Okay.
Then, of course, there is the wood floor. This is clean shaven, nothing down there. We also, much to some people's disgust, like to call it the Jean-Benet Ramsey, or the Connor Peterson armpit, which Jim Norton dubbed it one day.
That's a Jim Norton Anthony thing. They just laugh and laugh.
Is it not accurate? Come on. You take the horror out of it. If you take the complete and utter horror out of it, it's very accurate.
All right.
So we're going to be looking to Evangeline to rub the phone. And please, Evangeline, as we are guessing, no hints. Don't go uh-huh or yes or or anything like that. You keep silent until we ask you, indeed, what is in your pants. Okay, so now take the phone.
Wait.
What?
What about the wacky jingle?
Fuck the jingle. All right, Derek's got to earn his money. Go ahead.
It's time to play. It's time to play. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? Place the receiver upon your beaver. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? It's time to guess what's in my pants. My pants.
All right.
Very nice.
Now that theme song is out of the way, Evangeline, if you would please take the phone. What you got your panties completely off?
Yes.
Are you completely naked?
Yes.
Hey, hold on. Is that the Apprentice guy? It is?
Yeah.
I don't know what to talk to the Apprentice guy about. Let's have him play the game with us.
All right.
Hey, is this...
Hey, did we just lose the girl?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Son of a Opie!
Wow.
Chris, I was supposed to pick you up on another bank. Evangelina's got to call back. Do we have her number by any chance?
Did you get her number?
No?
No, you didn't.
Holy crap, I wrecked the whole thing.
Okay, Evangeline, if you would please call back.
Turn down your radio. I can't even talk today. Turn down your radio.
Hey, Chris. No? And now we don't have the apprentice guy? Wow, this is really bad radio. All right, I just fucked up everything.
We have a jingle for that? This fucking sucks.
Holy shit.
What happened?
All right.
We were just talking to her.
Huh? Who's there? Chris is there? Yeah. All right.
Right.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
There he is.
You're on with Opie and Anthony. We were going to do something nice with you, but I just fucked up everything.
Yeah, Opie screwed the pooch.
How you doing today?
Blew the hatch.
I'm doing pretty well. How are you guys?
Have you ever heard of a game called Guess What's in your Pants?
Guess what's in my pants?
No,
Yeah.
I've never played a game called Guess What's in Your Pants.
No. We don't want to play with you. We play with women on this fine radio show.
Oh, good.
And we were gonna have you play along, you know. And I hung up on the fine lady. She was just about ready to play.
It's a guessing game, sort of a puzzle type thing. Yeah.
If she calls back, maybe we could do that with you.
Or do you have any numbers of whores that we could call? Maybe a friend of yours?
No,
You haven't fucked,
sorry,
so you're not
guys.
cheating?
Hey, I watched The Apprentice last night. And
What'd you think?
Dude, man, what the fuck did you do? What did you do?
I made a business decision.
Yeah, but it was an error, wasn't it?
Even Donald Trump, and he's all about himself. He was bummed that he had to fire you. I noticed that.
I think we hit it off really well, and I did notice that too. It's something that I didn't get to see, but I made what I thought was a valid business decision, and I lived with it. So.
I'm just starting to get into The Apprentice, and I don't know much about this show. I'm going to watch though, and you look like you had some business chops. I'm like, wow, it's pretty obvious this guy's going to go a long way. But you got obsessed with this guy Marcus.
Right.
This guy Marcus is such an asshole. He is a complete asshole because it's kind of like the whole Survivor thing. You got to work with a team and stuff,
Right.
But it's business things, and Marcus was obviously no one could work with this guy.
And you figured it was a good opportunity to get him thrown out of there, but it backfired on you.
No, it's not necessarily that it backfired. I just made a decision that I would have made any day of the week in the real world. I mean, think about it. If you've got an organization that you're running, and you've got a bunch of people underneath you that are trying to build your organization and make it a multi-million-dollar business, what type of people do you want on your team? Do you want people that are superstars that are going to go out and bust their butt, or do you want a guy that literally talks you out of revenue? And that was Marcus. So I decided to bring him in the boardroom, and I decided that he was the guy that needed to go.
Here's my logic, though. Marcus can't win this fucking thing, okay? And you got to look around the room and go, wow, that guy has some chops. Whoa, that guy has some chops. So you try to take out some of the stronger players. Let the weak ones hang for a while. Who cares?
Well, that's the game you play when you get down to the final two, the final three. But
right.
when you're sitting here and you're a group of 8 or 9 people, you've got to be in a position where you can beat the other team handedly day in and day out. So if it was in the end, for the sake of the game, you've got to play your cards a little bit differently.
You were just you just wanted him gone. It was a personal thing, because I guess how the show goes, you guys do these missions, right? It was for Lamborghini last night. You got to come up with a ad campaign for Lamborghini, and
how hard is that? It's a Lamborghini. Jesus.
And the guys lost to the girls. You think the guys
Can
would
you afford it?
Yeah, you think the guys would have that would have been a piece of cake thing for guys, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what we thought going into it. It's guys, it's cars. Everybody had a picture of a Lamborghini on their wall when we were little. It was just one of those things that we thought we had in the bag from day one. But as you saw on the show last night, we got our asses kicked.
Literally, they got their asses kicked. The girls had a much better concept and commercial and print ad for Lamborghini. These guys, the guy you had to present to, one of the head muckety mucks from Lamborghini, is looking at him just with this look on his face.
Was it like the A&E pitch meeting?
Oh, pretty much. And then they're showing their print advertising and have to explain what the guy is supposed to see in the ad. And I'm sitting at home going, oh boy. they're explaining how water is this thing, and
it's supposed to symbolize things, and
yeah, you want to explain, Chris,
boy.
or what?
Well,
boy.
here's my 2 cents worth, if that's worth anything. It was a marketing presentation. So in a marketing presentation, when you're pitching a presentation to somebody, you have to point out what the subtleties of the presentation are. So I was making a point of each and every issue. It was our opinion that the ad spoke for itself. It was their opinion that it didn't. So.
Yeah, it seems to me if you're pointing out every subtlety, they're not, maybe there's too many subtleties.
Well, maybe they
too
were.
subtle.
I would think
They were trying to figure if they should capitalize the word Italian.
Right.
I would say yes.
Well, they decided no.
I would say yes.
And they're talking to Lamborghini guy, and he's like, what's wrong with the Italians, basically?
I would say capitalize the word Italian and put it right above the huge set of tits that should be resting on the hood. Because that's what sells, my friend.
Well, I've got a family full of Italians that have left me about 600 voicemail messages that all want to take my head off after
What's the matter with you?
What did the women do that was so much
Yeah, what
better?
they do, that was great.
They were just buttoned up. They were solid. They made it all about the car. The women dressed in all black, where they had a yellow car, and they talked about how the car is the star. And Linda Kaplan-Thaler of the one of the decision makers said there's a prime example. Men say it, women feel it, and they felt it last night. I'll tell you what, it was an awesome presentation.
And then they had a green Lamborghini, and then the slogan was Green Envy, right?
We had a poster with a green Lamborghini that said "Green with Envy."
Green with Envy. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but they were trying to figure out if
No?
it should end.
Fan?
If it
Fan's
should end
shaking his head no.
If it should end in a period or a question mark. And Marcus
Right.
decided it should end in a question mark, and they went with the period, right?
Why would a
Exactly.
question mark make any sense?
Well, they wanted to know if it was a question. Are you green with envy, or is it green with envy as a statement? I mean, it was a very minor issue that Marcus
I think it's
made
such
big
a
deal.
statement. I think with a Lamborghini, there's no question involved.
Exactly.
You are absolutely green with envy.
There is no question when it comes to a Lamborghini.
Right.
And then the guys have to film a TV commercial, and Marcus's job, this guy's just a tool. You got to watch The Apprentice. I hate to say this for Marcus because he's just a tool, as they say. And his whole job was to tell the Lamborghini when to start coming toward the camera.
No, I gave Marcus the responsibility.
He gave him the simplest job. This guy, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Directing traffic. I said, here's the deal. You call the driver of the Lamborghini and send him down when I tell you to do it. And he couldn't get it done. I mean, it was the smallest job.
Oh, my God.
And when I just said, that's it. He's done. I'm not going to put the fate of this task in his hands and give him any more responsibility. And he proved the first week that he certainly couldn't manage, and he proved the second week that he certainly couldn't handle responsibility.
Now, why on earth, then, was this guy kept and you thrown out?
I'll explain, Anthony.
Thank you, Opie.
Because then these guys lost, so now they're all in the boardroom with Donald Trump, that, gotta say it, that twat of a woman.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy crap, is she tough. Sorry, Chris. I know that's not Chris saying it. She just comes across, I guess, she comes across great for the show. Very bitchy and very, ugh.
Yeah, supposed to be like that.
And then Trump's right-hand man, which is an older guy that seems like he's very knowledgeable in the business world himself. So then they have to explain, what went wrong and stuff. And the whole team is basically saying they just don't like Marcus. They need him out, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, Donald Trump decided that that's not the reason why these guys lost to the women, Marcus.
Mr. Trump felt, absolutely. My thought process was, this guy obviously is a loose cannon. I would not want him on your team. Nobody would want him on his team. He has to go.
Right.
Whereas Mr. Trump said, good point. However, the end of the day is he was not the direct reason you lost this task. So therefore, he let me go.
You want to hear some? We got to play some audio of Marcus, if you don't mind, there, Chris.
Go ahead.
You got a few more minutes with us?
Sure.
Okay, here's Marcus talking. He talks in a meeting despite being told not to, Anthony.
I told the team, I don't want you guys going in the meeting with any preconceived ideas about Lamborghini whatsoever. I don't want you to think slogans. I don't want you to think campaigns. I don't want you to think anything because we don't know what the client wants.
What's up, Larry? I already have what I think is a winning slogan.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So you basically told everyone not to talk in the meeting, right?
I said, before we meet with the client,
All right.
I don't want you thinking anything, saying anything, doing anything. We don't know what they want, and what does he do? Comes up and says, I've got a winning slogan.
Yeah, you're meeting the big guys from Lamborghini.
Right.
So it's just a get-to-know meeting and try to feel them out, see what direction they might want to go in and stuff like that.
The first rule in marketing. You got to know what the client wants to make happen.
So this guy, Marcus, speaks up right away, even though Chris, who was the project manager, said, let's just feel this out first. Listen,
Mythbusters meets Jackass.
He was convinced that he had the perfect. No? He was convinced he had the perfect slogan for the new Lamborghini. What's the word I'm looking for?
Campaign.
Campaign. Thank you.
I already have what I think is a winning slogan.
So before we meet with them, you have a winning slogan? Really?
Yeah. So when I see Linda, I'd like to share it with the group and her, and just bounce it off and see what she has.
What is it? I don't want to be surprised. What is it?
Just say it. Smooth as silk.
It might be a little premature. Let me just say, I think it's great. I think it's awesome you have that. But it might not be the best idea to come up with a slogan before we even meet with the client. I didn't want anyone to think in cliches. The biggest no-no in advertising is using cliches. Of course, the first thing Marcus does, he comes up to me and he says, I've got a slogan idea. I said, Marcus, no. We want to find out what they're trying to make happen.
So we're experiencing in the last 2 years exponential growth, and that's due to a new model that we came out with, which is the Gallardo. And this is the beginning of the rebirth of Lamborghini.
One of the ideas that I had talked to my teammates about, and just to kind of float it, was to have a complete counterbalance, if you would, or a contrast. Smooth as silk. Does that kind of imagery or something, does that tend to be something that would be of any interest to Lamborghini, you think? No? Okay, very good. It's good to eliminate those things.
See, Chris, this guy Chris, we got on the phone. He knows what he's doing, and he told Marcus, don't suggest this in the meeting. And the Lamborghini guy just shut him down.
Why did this ass blurt that out?
That was a funny part of the meeting. It was one of those things where the second he started opening his mouth, everybody just sort of bit their cheek and was like, "Oh no,
here it comes!" Right.
I like how you actually tried to handle it, like feed his ego to still shut him up. Like when he goes smooth as silk, and you're like, in your head, you're like, that fucking blows. But you were like, okay, that's cool, but like maybe we'll just wait on it.
No preconceived notions here. Let's just see what he wants.
Right. Let's sit and wait.
Smooth as silk. You're probably like, oh, that stinks.
It was rough. But guys, listen, I enjoyed this. I'm getting wave that I've got to go on to my next,
of course,
next
yeah,
gig.
They're telling us you got to go.
All right, Chris.
But hey, I appreciate the time.
No worries.
Great show, guys.
All right.
Thanks, man.
There's
Bye.
Chris from The Apprentice. The first
Smooth as silk.
he got knocked out yesterday.
I didn't even know Lamborghini even needed to advertise. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I know. It's a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Right. If you can afford it, you buy it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Call us when you've made it in life.
Yeah. When you have enough money, we're here for you. That's it. They don't need like, wow, we're good. People think this is a good car. Yeah, no, we know. It's a Lamborghini.
Yeah, we're trying to compete with the Escort this year.
Yeah.
Any sort of ad campaign you can come up with?
I don't know. Ford Taurus, Lamborghini. I'm still flipping that coin. So not sure.
Just to quickly wrap it up. So they lose, and and then Chris decides who he wants to bring back into the boardroom as potential people that Donald Trump could fire.
Yeah.
I think you could pick two. And then Donald Trump decides if the project manager...
Which he was.
Which Chris was.
Now, how did he get to be project manager?
I guess they vote on that ahead of time.
Why would you want to be project manager?
I don't know. To show what you got, I guess.
You understand? Yes. Why would you want to be?
If your team wins as project manager, you're eligible to be exempt from being fired next week. It's a gamble.
It's one of those things. I'd lay low under the radar a little bit. Not fucking up so bad, but not really pushing anything. But just sit and simmer.
But here's the logic. So now you're the
That's what I do here.
You're the project. You're the project manager, right?
Yeah.
And Donald Trump now decides if your campaign or whatever your task was so awful as a leader that you have to go, or if you did the best you can and it was people around you that fucked up very key things they needed to do.
And it's him, based on his expertise, to figure out what it was.
Right,
was it you not leading or your...
Yeah, but then Chris, as the guy, could bring in two other choices for Donald Trump to fire, whether it's going to be Chris or the two guys Chris, picked, one of those guys.
Uh-huh.
But Chris, because he's so obsessed with his Marcus guy, only picks Marcus, thinking it's a no-brainer that he'll fire Marcus over him.
Wait, you can pick one or two guys?
He just decided to pick one because he was like, I don't want to badmouth any more of my team. This is the problem.
Uh-huh.
And it backfired on him. This is what Trump did.
I mean, this is a very tough one for me. I'll be honest with you. It's very, very tough. Because I think you're somewhat of a disaster, Marcus, really. You talk too much. People don't like you. Chris, Unfortunately, I have to be honest with you. I asked you to make a smart business decision, and you made an emotional one. Marcus was not the reason you lost this task. And I was saying don't bring him back in because he was the only one who was right. And I'm telling you, don't bring him back in. Bring in Mark. Get Mark back in the room. You're fired, Chris.
Ooh. Fuck
and you got great potential, man. Get out of here.
You got great potential.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he really just should not have been fired, but he was sticking with his, you know.
Wow,
he just had a personal thing with his Marcus ass. So.
That's fucked up.
And here's Chris leaving.
Marcus will not last. If you've got a bunch of people on your boat and they're all rowing in one direction, one guy on the other side isn't rowing, your boat's just going to spin in place, and you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to make any progress.
That was our next pitch.
Not only was Marcus not rowing, he didn't even have his hands on the paddle. He was facing the other direction, drinking a martini, talking to the captain.
I'm very busy rowing.
There you go. The Apprentice on NBC. All right.
Very nice.
All right.
Where were we?
Evangeline.
Yes.
Hi. Opie hung up on you.
By accident. I really didn't mean to do that.
It was an accident, yeah.
Can you wait through the commercial? Because I gotta take a leak now.
Okay.
Do you mind?
You can. You're not getting pissed?
That's all right.
Or you want us to call you back so you save some phone charges?
If they can do that, sure.
All right. Hold on the line. We'll figure it all out.
Okay.
And we'll play Guess What's
You
in My
hung up
Pants.
on it.
No, I didn't. We'll play that next.
Breaking news across the XM nation. XM now has 5 million subscribers. This is Larry King. Congratulations, XM, on your latest headline.
Hey, this is Alpha Ministry. Congratulations to XM on 5 million insane subscribers.
Hey, this is Dane Cook. Congrats to XM on 5 million subscribers.
Hey, this is Mary Carey. Congratulations to XM on 5 million subscribers. XM rocks.
Hey, this is Robert Kelly. XM, I want to say congratulations on 5 million subscribers. That's a lot of fucking subscribers.
Hey, this is Bob Saget. My name's fucked up. Congratulations to XM on 5 million subscribers.
Hey, this is Dick Cavett, and congratulations to XM on 5 million subscribers. I don't believe it.
What's up? This is Joe Rogan. Congratulations to XM on 5 million subscribers.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat O'Brien, and congratulations to XM on 5 million.
What's up? This is Chester from Lincoln Park, and congrats on XM. You've got another million.
Hey, everybody. This is Maury Povich. Congratulations to XM on 5 million subscribers.
Hello, it's the hardcore legend / beloved children's Christmas author Mick Foley. Congratulations to XM on 5 million subscribers.
Hi, I'm Rafael Palmeiro of the Baltimore Orioles. Congratulations, XM, on 5 million subscribers.
Hi, this is John Bon Jovi, and I'm proud to be one of the 5 million subscribers to the XM Nation.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
XM 202.
All right, we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. I thought we'd go long break there. It's
that was
okay.
Nice. I was able to take a leak.
All right, let's get Evangeline back on the line to play Guess What's in My Pants.
Yes, we were interrupted for
Big
a little
time.
while, but got to get back to business.
You want
Guess What's in My Pants?
Want to reset the plate here, Anthony?
Well,
reset the tables, they say.
Evangeline, is that her name?
From Philly.
Yes, from Philly. She sent us a picture of herself and her friend at some kind of college party. 2 cute girls. And Evangeline, the blonde-haired one, decides she wants to play Guess What's in My Pants. Mm-hmm. We explained all the rules. We played the song. And then we got a phone call.
Yeah, Evangeline?
And it kind of interrupted what we were doing. Evangeline, are you still nude?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we apologize. I mean, you got bumped for the guy from The Apprentice, so.
Did you watch that show?
I have before, but I haven't watched this season yet.
Yeah. Well, we had the guy on and had to go to him. Time constraints. But it's very nice that you can hang on.
And you're completely naked, right?
Yes.
Now, we got new listeners every 15 or 20 minutes, so really fast. What do you look like again?
I have blonde hair. I have blue-green eyes. I'm about 5'7", and I weigh about 135 pounds.
That's good.
Oh, very good. Okay. And you know how to play this game, right?
Oh, hey, dude, really quick, you were trashing my shirt.
Hold on 2 seconds.
Hold on 1 second,
Because I do need to defend this, because you guys were trashing me during the break about my shirt. I actually had a late night last night. I did this. I just want to thank the people. I worked down on, there's a bar called Bar on A. It's down on 11th Street in, like, Avenue A, and they had me down. It's like, like a private, like, bar area. I went down there. They treated me unbelievably. I told Bob and Ann I'd give them, a shout-out. They made me, like, fucking cookies.
Who does that?
It was ridiculous. They had like 2 little batches of cookies, and they had like the chocolate chip cake.
Who does that for comics?
And then they give me like a fucking Heineken. I'm like a
Heineken and
I'm
cookies.
Eating brownies, getting ready to go on stage. But it was it was a great time down there. I just wanted to give them a shout out. So anybody,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, people listen. You want to go to a cool bar? Go to Bar on A. Tell Bob and Ann.
And
what's up? 11th Street.
You might get cookies and Heine.
Yeah, and Avenue A, man.
Very nice.
Bill, we're going to definitely miss you, man. But Bill will be back very soon on the Opie and Anthony program.
I like doing gigs like that, you know what I mean? Just like not like comedy clubs every once in a while, just like switch it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll be
How's the reaction?
It's cool, man. It was kind of a weird thing because it was like a small bar, you know what I mean? So there was people like on the other side of the bar who couldn't see it, but they
could hear you.
No, so
like,
they were like literally
listening to your CD.
Yeah, they were putting it on the screen, like I was at Giant Stadium, but I'm just in this bar that's like
you're like right around the corner. They could lean in their chair and see you, but they're watching you on the TV.
I was standing on like a fucking tabletop. In fact, every time I moved the mic stand, I spilt my water. But it was just, you know what they did too? Because they had this big ridiculous banner. Like people kept sending me emails like, dude, are you doing a gig in the Village? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what are they advertising on the radio? They're like, dude, they have a picture of your stupid head that's literally the size of like the whole like window pane. It's like it was like 6 feet by like 8 feet or whatever.
Bigger than the stage you were standing on.
That's bigger than my actual head, which is it's an amazing feat.
Evangeline, you're still there, right?
Yep.
Completely naked, ready to play Guess What's in My Pants?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but tonight, dude, I'm gonna be at a college. I think it's a college up in like Pittsfield, so it's gonna be back to
Pittsfield, Mass. You got to go all the way up to Mass.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the regular. Back to the
drive
regular
or you
shit.
fly up there?
I drive up.
And then all next week you got stuff to do. So
dude, if I go in the Merritt Parkway one more fucking time,
dude, do you know every
I
single rock on the side of the road? Every single. We were doing the drive back and forth when we were up there, and it was just every single pebble on the side of the road. You're waiting for like, all right, I'm up to this tree.
Here's this
I know
boulder.
that I only got like 2 more hours to go.
107 miles from this boulder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the most annoying drive. There's nothingness.
Somehow, they just say that it's quicker than taking 95.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop it.
It's horrendous. I always end at that Friendly's. Just saying, getting.
And by the time you get on the Mass Pike, you feel like you're close, but you're not. You're an entire state's distance away from Boston.
Oh, and they're always digging up a lane.
Yeah, and then you feel like you're close, so now you like pour it on, and you're doing like 90 just because I'm close, I'm almost there. And there's the Stadies right there on the side.
Yeah. Then you get into Boston with their wonderful design where the 15 highways all lead into like one lane.
Because
but it's underground now. It's underground.
Yeah,
so that's
it's underground.
Cool.
The hub for a major city, it works just as well as it did in 1714 or whenever the hub was designed.
Yeah.
It's so much better than a grid where no matter where you are, you can look at a sign and say, I need to go to this grid point. Now the hub with one-way streets thrown in and hills. Nothing's better than being on like Beacon and I'm trying to get to Tremont and I don't know, and it's one way and you see where you got to go, but you're not allowed to go there. I want to blow up the city. I hate Boston. I hate driving in it.
Philly's a close second, though.
Philly, yeah. We had to go to a hotel once in Philly.
Yeah.
One road was closed for a distance of, I swear to you,
a block.
maybe 200 feet.
Yeah.
We had to go about 20 minutes out of the way.
Because we had to go through Baltimore.
Yeah.
But they'll have like all one-way streets, and there'll be 15 of them in a row going the same direction.
You're
like,
direction.
Can I ever go left again?
Yeah. At least again. A grid, New York, one way going this way, I'll take the next turn. I'll go around the block. 15 in a row going left.
Ben Franklin's house.
All right. Where were we?
Evangeline.
Yes.
How you doing? Sorry, I guess we keep getting a little sidetracked.
Ben.
Where's Ben?
Well, we're supposed to get Steve on the air real fast.
Are you in your bedroom?
Yes.
On your little bed?
Yes.
What does your bedspread look like? Because I know a lot of girls, when they move out, when they're young and they move out, they still have their little bedspread from their parents' house. What is your bedspread?
I have like a sand bedspread. Like it's sand,
Dude, this is when you need like Bobby Kelly.
Yeah.
He would be like good for this thing, Somehow the wiffle ball bat would be. Is he coming?
Yeah,
is he coming in next week?
I'm not. Who's going to be the third Darren?
I want it to be a huge surprise
for everybody.
Yeah, why not?
Is it because it's so good or it's so bad?
I want it to be a huge surprise.
You son of a bitch! This is going to stink on ice.
Shut up.
I know it.
Evangeline, you getting cold yet? Your coochie getting cold?
A little bit. Waiting.
All right, we'll get to you. For some reason, Steve is in the studio, though. Hold on a second here.
Oh, whoa, he's circling.
Hey, Steve.
Why does sometimes he circle and wait? I guess because there's traffic in the area.
To the right of Bill.
There he goes.
There you go.
There he comes. He found an open pod to land it. You know what my favorite part is? Wait, this part. He snaps the top of it, and it turns into a suitcase. It's the best hybrid vehicle ever.
So well worth the money.
Hey, Steve, what's going on your website? FoundYourMusic.com and, of course, OpieandAnthony.com.
We have several new clips. We have, what is it? Can I see that in front of you?
No.
Oh, well, then you're hurting.
There
I can't do it. Thank you.
Well, there it is.
All the new all the finalists in the Assault on the Media contest we have.
Oh, shit. We got to announce that winner today.
Ah, that's right.
The Assault on the Media contest for September.
Oh, that's today? Wait a minute. What's the date? What is it? The
30th.
Yeah, all right. Well, then we got to announce it so we can open up brand new Assaults on the Media for October.
Go ahead, Steve.
So we have those three finalists from Philly, Buffalo, and Boston. That Shining clip that hit the web yesterday.
Yes.
That is up in all of its
The video's
story.
much better than the audio we played.
And please, on instant feedback, yes, I've seen the Shining clip. Half of the instant feedbacks today are people saying,
Isn't that
hey,
great?
the Shining clip.
Isn't that great?
If you
The
haven't seen it
second-
yet, we got it as well.
We
so.
got
the
it.
second it hits the web, everybody thinks they're the first one in. But
all right.
A bunch of catfight videos as well. Those have been coming in a lot. Women beating the hell out of each other.
It's all about the cat fights.
I got the Tara Reid drinking game. That was it's like a card game. Like you have two playing cards in front of you. One is exposed, one is unexposed. You have to guess if the unexposed one is higher or lower than the one that's exposed. And if you guess right, Tara drinks. Ooh. And if you guess wrong, you have to drink.
All right, that's up there.
That's up there. We have the video of Steve-O drunk on Adam Carolla's show. That's really fun.
Classic, yes.
And,
I'll
play. As well as Steve-O's reading of his suicide note yesterday.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And you did a movie trailer, right?
Yeah. Wanted to get this in before the week ended because that bit is slowly coming to a close.
Slowly?
Or quickly, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Well,
quickly coming to a close.
Early next week, Nathaniel's going to decide the top 5 Opie and Anthony movie trailers.
Why Nathaniel?
Huh?
Why Nathaniel?
Well, I thought you were busy.
I can do it, too.
All right, Steve and Nathaniel will get the top 5 Opie and Anthony movie trailers together, and we'll announce the winners of that. No prizes, just a cute little quick contest we're doing. But you did your own Opie and Anthony movie trailer.
Yeah, it's about Big A and Stalker Patty's date the other day.
Where's Evangeline?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on 2 seconds.
Because we just promoted this movie trailer. We got to play it really fast. You're still naked, though, right?
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
You can play with yourself or something. We'll get to you in a minute or two. Hold on.
Okay, thanks.
All right, hold on a minute. But first, it's hold on a second. I don't know why that's doing that. All right. Here's Steve's Opie and Anthony movie trailer featuring Stalker Patty and Big A.
For years, Andrew has waited for that special someone, a woman to spend his life with.
I think it's very romantic, actually.
A soulmate.
Will you shut up?
Patty has never experienced love.
I have self-control all the time.
And is a boring dipshit.
I like doing puzzles and things from the paper, like all the crossword puzzles, the math puzzles, and the post.
What if someone you couldn't stand
You have no sexuality.
was the only someone for you?
I think she's very beautiful.
Witness the romance between a stammering maniac with chronic halitosis
There's a slight breath problem.
and a cliche-slinging bag lady.
A wild and crazy evening.
No matter what she says, After she says it, I want her killed.
He has fun on the Ferris wheel.
I was too big and it wouldn't balance. Both of us.
Wow.
But what happens after the love is gone?
You know, just want to be, friends.
Fuck you, bitch. Why can't we be more than friends?
I can't. I'm sorry. What are you doing? No!
When rejection sends you over the edge, the only answer is murder.
No, why not?
Freak Date, mumbling its way to a theater near you.
What a dream come true that would be if he chopped her up with a chainsaw.
You got problems, Steve. Man.
I loved it. I finally like that. I had Nathaniel cut up all the drops for that, and he heard it yesterday. He said, "Finally, you get to kill a woman in a sweeper, and it makes sense."
That's very, very good. Wow. All right.
I can't get instant feedback.
Why?
I don't know. It's been a while. Is he going to... Oh, there he goes. Yeah, it's started. Okay. There he goes. Bye-bye.
There goes Steve.
Steve's got to call people and get instant feedback back.
All right. Let's go back to Evangeline and play Guess What's in My Pants.
It's time to play. It's time to play. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? Place the receiver upon your beaver. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? It's time to guess what's in my pants. My pants.
All right, Evangeline from Philly. She's completely naked, 5'7", 135 pounds. Sounds like she's got a very
booty.
hot
She's got a booty.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve-O.
Iraq.
Evangeline, hold on one second. That's Iraq's
Walk-On Walk-On music, obviously.
Hey, Eric, what's going on?
The O&A charity auction is just about to end. We're under half an hour.
Oh, and then that's it.
And that's it. It's done.
Nothing else.
Gone. Yes.
How much have we raised?
We'll have a final total in about 40 minutes.
Yeah, we'll have that
Nice.
total up on OpieandAnthony.com. But we got like 7 or 8 items left, including
What's
Opie and
left?
Anthony's Scarface movie poster.
How much?
Autographed by the entire cast. Obviously, Al Pacino and everybody else is going for $1,000 right now, but it only has 14 minutes left as far as bidding on it.
I wanted to bid on that.
I think I'm gonna do
You're
a
gonna
last
throw
minute
last
bid.
minute
Yeah, why not?
bid in on that one?
By the way, Eric did a great
Great.
job at the Opie and Anthony auction. Thank you, Eric.
No problem.
Very,
Glad to do
very
it.
good job.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, sick
Better.
glasses.
You got the sick
Sick
glasses.
glasses. Is
Yeah,
still
it should
on.
be good by Monday. So
Sick glasses.
All right.
What else is up for bids?
we got those X Game T-shirts that we had signed by everybody that we had on the live broadcast. There's about 4 of them up there, and 1 or 2 other little things. I think the memo apologizing for Sex for Sam, signed by Ken Stevens, is up there as well.
It's a collector's item for a fan of the show.
Sex for Sam?
Yeah, that was the church debacle. It's called Sex for Sam because the prize
I'll
was...
I'll never catch up. I'm just like, what is that?
You know what, though? It's there's too many little details. Yeah, the prize that day for the couple that would have won was to go to the Sam Adams Brewery with us for a big concert and drinking beer and hanging out with Jim Cook from Sam Adams. So it was Sex for Sam.
There you go.
And I'm sure Sam Adams, they were so happy to be involved with that promotion as they watched the Catholic Church people dumping Sam Adams beer out into the street after that happened. Yeah, that was a little much.
All right, Eric, anything else?
Also, the last playlist for any Opie and Anthony material on WNEW, written by Black Earl. So it's the exact list of all the worst of bits.
All right, very good.
That's a biggie.
Once again, Eric did a great job with the auction. Thanks, Eric.
No problem.
There he goes, E-Rock.
We're helping.
As he walks out of the studio to his walkout music.
Good stuff.
All right, Evangeline, it's time to play Guess What's in My Pants.
All
Live
right.
from Philly.
We filled in the listeners to the rules?
I believe so, yes. You ready with the phone, Evangeline?
Yes, I am.
All right. All right, so Anthony, you want to describe what you want to hear first?
Well, we usually start with the up and down fashion. I guess if we can hear that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a second. Ben?
We have to do the Assault on the Media contest winners.
Why do we have to do it now? We're in the middle of this bit.
Oh, we've been teasing it forever, and it's got to get done.
Oh, God damn it.
Your fucking timing is terrible.
I know.
Evangeline, he's the executive producer. We got to get this done for what reason? We got to get a press release out?
Yeah, we got to send out a press release. David Hinckley's going to write a big article about it.
Sweet. It's a little difficult.
All right, Evangeline, hold on 1 second, okay?
Sorry.
You still naked?
Yes.
Good girl.
Very good. You don't have to go anywhere, do you?
Nope, not yet.
All right. Are you have nice boobs and stuff?
I think so.
All right, very cool.
Nice.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Right?
All right, Anthony, the assault on the media contest.
Yes, boy, I don't remember who the contestants are. Who's who was in the lead? I gotta say, not a very memorable month.
Are you insane?
What? Maybe I'm forgetting. What was involved this month?
There was the guys in Boston and Beacon Hill that ran up behind the reporter.
And then one of the guys got tackled live on TV.
The horn, okay.
And then there was the Philly guys.
The Philly guys at the
Eagles
game.
Look, I'm an asshole. I shouldn't have said that.
The Phillies guys came up with
look at that.
A brand new way to assault the media. They actually jumped in front of the reporter.
Yes.
We don't see a lot of people jumping in front of the reporter.
There's no way the cameraman could
Yeah, they had the
defend.
balls to jump in front of the reporter. They had wow stickers on their entire body, screaming, yelling, and that was
all
really
right.
good.
I'm sorry. I was actually, my asshole was just talking. I was talking right out of my asshole.
And then you had Buffalo Paul. It's between Buffalo, Philly, and Boston. But we don't want you guys to vote because of what city you live in. You got to just vote for the best assault on the media.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Buffalo one about, Ben?
That was the guy that ran up behind the reporter with a mask on. He had a cutout of Jim's face with like a cigar in it.
Oh, it was very scary and scared the reporter, and she ran off the camera.
Yeah, she
ran out of camera view.
She ran away and just bailed on her
That was
report.
a good one.
That was a really good one, and that also involved a little air horn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a crazy, crazy mask.
Philly was the guys at the Eagles game, and they ran right in front. They rang the air horn, and they said, "Good luck, bro." And those guys, one guy was covered in wow stickers.
Had a bunch of tools. I love them. I love them.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
And then the guys in Boston.
Yes. And the guys in Boston. All the videos are up on opieandanthony.com. You want to explain the assault on the media contest, Anthony, because we started up for October. We got new listeners every week.
This is easy, man. You see a live shot going on. That's your local news people with their camera crew, their satellite truck, doing a stand-up, they call it. Maybe there was a shooting at a deli, and she's out in front, and the anchor people toss it to them, and they go, "I'm here live in front of blah, blah, blah." Your mission is to get into that shot, get behind the reporter, and hold up some type of sign that says Opie and Anthony, XM Satellite Radio, Channel 202, O&A Party Rock, just any kind of Opie and Anthony-related sign, and make kind of a ruckus. Right. You don't touch the reporter or anything, but you try to get your camera time. Because if the camera's there, the reporter's there, and I'm there, isn't it really our time? Yes, it is. Get behind the reporter or in front of it, and get that sign up in there.
Yeah,
and the best one, which it seems to be the best ones are the most disruptive ones. If you get a
Look at the Boston one. I'm looking at the Boston one. There's
that's
a
pretty
whole
good.
thing going on. They tackle, but they grab one guy that was attempting to assault on the media, and that allowed another guy that was with their posse to run toward the reporter.
Two-prong attack,
one. Look, they're walking down, and they're using, just regular pedestrians. They're hiding behind the pedestrians. They're walking down the sidewalk behind the reporter.
And then they strike.
And the pest is behind the pedestrians.
The security guy tried to get them both back. He grabbed one guy, and the second guy broke through and got right behind the reporter with a wow sticker.
Yeah, he was much more subtle with the bumper sticker.
Yeah, just the bumper sticker. The other guy had a big sign.
So, basically...
It's like the beginning of Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Walking up.
Well, yeah, we're watching all the videos in studio right now. Basically, we don't want you to harm the reporter.
Oh, he really shoved him, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, no, the guy who got shoved, actually, he comes back.
Yeah, because he shoved him, but then he went for the guy with the sign, and the guy that he shoved came right back.
Right.
Ballsy move.
Like Barry Sanders. Bounced off a tackler, brought it across the goal line.
He shook him and just kept running.
Watch this.
You can pretty much do anything except touch the reporter or harm the reporter.
Shoves him. Now he goes for the sign guy. And look at that. He cuts to the left.
Okay.
And he's back in the shot.
Oh, I see. All right. The one guy was trying to take out the two guys.
That's just instinct. You can't teach that.
No, you can't.
That was
he
really
is
good
truly
instinct.
a well-trained pest.
Very good. So, yeah, don't touch the reporter if you're going to get involved in the contest for October. We do this contest every month.
Uh-huh.
And now that this is the season for satellite radio, we're expecting some very, very big
Radio.
assaults on the media.
Radio.
And we're looking for creativity, and more importantly, we're looking to get the name of the show out there.
The exposure, exactly.
On live TV. So if you get a combination of good creativity and getting the name out, you're in a good position to win the Assault on the Media contest.
Mm-hmm.
For the month of September, up for grab, this is a portable Delphi MiFi radio, a dinner with E-Rock at Paisanos of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy, 30 days free video game rental from Gamefly.com, and finally admission to just check out our show one day if you're in the New York area. Okay?
Right.
And October, hopefully the prizes will be even better as this contest continues.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anthony? So the videos are up on opieandanthony.com, but what we did, we had the whole staff vote on their favorite assault on the media for the month of September.
Well, I was looking at the star-studded panel of voters here. Wow.
Members of the Academy.
Oh, yeah, this celebrity judges all over the place.
Me and Opie not even involved in the vote.
My God.
Not even involved because they just went way over our heads. The cream of the crop, the people that can really identify talent.
Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
For the voters. Voting on this, Master Poe, E-Rock, Travis, Steve, Mars, Danny, Nathaniel, Bill the intern was involved in the voting process. Bill the intern.
Is Bill here today?
Yeah, Bill's here. He showed up a little late.
Derek and Ben.
Let's find out why Bill was late, by the way. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's an interesting story. Bill the intern. Late because this guy is like Johnny on the spot.
Oh, yeah. Evangeline.
Yeah.
We're almost to you. Hang in there, all right? We just got to get past this little bit. They teach in radio. You got to do one thing at a time, so just bear with us.
Okay.
I mean, you're the star of the show today, obviously. And speaking of Bear,
she's Bear as we speak on the bed.
There you go.
On the bed, right?
Are you starting to moan a little bit?
No.
No.
You guys are killing me.
You got posters on your wall?
No, I don't have posters.
No?
No.
You got anything made by Grandma?
Do you
in
have
your
bed
room?
sores at this point?
No, nothing by Grandma.
Nothing? Wow, your room sounds dull.
Why? Because I don't have stuff from my grandma.
I tell you what I like, a girl that just kind of moved out. How long you been out of your parents' house?
Since college.
And how many years?
So that's 5 years now.
Oh, 5 years? All
Yeah.
right. I like a girl that just moves out that has maybe a Smurf bedspread.
Oh, yeah.
Posters of boy bands on the wall.
Stuff that you would
fluffy
have
pillows.
as you...
I'm the exact opposite. You hook up with the chick and she's got like 4 stuffed animals on the bed.
Yeah.
And she starts on, this one's called Pookie. And your fucking dick is just like, all right, dude, I'm out of here. This is just nuts.
You got stuffed animals? Come on.
Not on my bed.
But you have stuffed animals.
Yeah, I have some left over from when I was a kid.
Yeah, when you were a kid. What are they? Frog?
No.
What?
I have a giant dog, a little lion thing, and this dolphin.
What's the dog's name?
Oh, I don't know.
You have a name. Stop it. What's the dog's name?
I didn't name it. That's actually, I got that from my boyfriend for Valentine's Day, and I didn't name it.
Which one does have a name?
He threw a dart at a balloon at a carnival. There you go, sweetheart.
Yeah, I love you.
Gives you a rash when
The
you
dolphin
hold it.
has a name, doesn't it?
No, none of them do. I'm sorry.
Liar.
Those awful carnival stuffed animals that look like they have like some sort of aneurysm. Like they got like the bad stitching and the stuffing's pushing
the
through.
stitching's never good. It's like, and then they just they stop making things with legs. It's like you want a worm, and so they could just have a tube with one seam on it.
Oh, that ball with the fucking eyes. That they just
Those prizes stink.
One of the eyes is just slightly off, always. All right, hold on, Evangeline. We got Bill the intern in here. We're going to get to you, though.
All right, hold on. Yeah.
But you don't have names for your stuffed animals.
Come on.
No, I don't.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
No?
All right, hold on the line, okay? Evangeline, completely naked in Philly, getting ready to play.
Yeah.
Guess what's in my pants?
Hello, Bill.
Intern Bill, why are you late today?
Hey, guys. No, I just...
Certainly wasn't spending time looking for a shirt, was it?
No, I was...
That, at my count right now, and this is just that I have seen, maybe the 4th appearance of the Charles Bronson shirt.
Yeah, well, I slept in it last night, basically.
I was going to ask him where he got it, actually.
It is a cool
it's a
shirt,
very
isn't
cool
it?
shirt.
Charles Bronson.
The first 3 times it's cool.
Right. After that, it's like, this nut with the Charles Bronson shirt. Knock it off already.
Why did you sleep? in it?
I didn't sleep, and I basically, it was someone's birthday last night, and I went and I was drinking, and
of course you were.
3 a.m. Get back, and I'm like, I started walking back from the bar, and I get back about 3 a.m. and you know, I all my alarms are set to go.
All? How many?
3.
3 alarms are set.
It was pretty bad, and I just passed out on the floor. But I thought like the alarms would have woke me up, and all 3 of them must have went off. And when I got the call from someone called me, I freaked out, and I just gunned it to the train station as fast as I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel really terrible about this. Like I'm gonna obsess over this.
Well, if you were one of those really bad interns, that would have been bad. But you're pretty.
What do you do when you obsess about something?
I just play it through my mind over and over, and I'll be like,
kill
that.
chipmunks and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, need to just choke a random stranger walking down the street.
Fish for pigeons and little black girls, you know.
Cobblestone over some random person.
Wait, what'd you say? What'd he say?
What'd I say?
Something about pigeons and black girls. It's a weird combination. Don't strangle Bill's shirt.
He's gonna kick you in the chest. Thinks it's a steel-toe boot.
Titty twister.
Yes.
So this like freaks you out, like you fucked up and you don't like fucking up a gig like this.
I just feel terrible about it.
Why did you stay out so late? 3 in the morning. You know what?
Well, it was like 10 p.m. and
it's 3 in the fucking morning.
And my friend's like, hey, it's this friend's birthday, and I haven't been hanging around my friends that much this semester. And they're like, come on. I'm like, dude, I'll only go if we'll be back guaranteed by 1 a.m. And they said yes. And when we didn't leave at 1, I'm like, I gotta fucking go. And I started running the 4 miles it is to my house.
You ran 4 miles?
Well, yeah, I got about halfway, and I still had my drink in my hand, running and drinking. And someone in a cab offered me a ride to the fucking place, and I had no idea. And then my friends came in another cab, and they picked me up and brought me back. And
you were home, and they came and got you and brought you back to the party.
They found me in a cab running towards the apartment, which is 2 towns over, or whatever it is. Because I was in White Plains, I think I was in White Plains, and we live in Portchester.
Yeah.
So I was running like Lincoln Avenue and down and past Hutchinson River Parkway. Like,
why didn't you just take the cab the whole way to your house?
Yeah.
I don't know. There was no cab outside the bar, so I was just.
At some point, you were in a cab, and then they dropped you off.
That's when they got me. They found me, and when I left, that's when they knew they had to leave and find me.
So they were in a cab.
Yeah, and they.
So he saw the cab, and the cab he saw was full of his friends. And they got you and drove you back.
Yeah, to the house.
Oh, to the house.
I guess they were drinking whatever, and when I left, they're like, "Where the fuck's he going?" And then they figured it out and went and got me, and then brought me back.
Wow.
So I wasn't gonna say I couldn't go on any longer. I knew I needed to get to bed, and it was just.
Do you hurt people?
No.
Okay. I've all been wondering that.
Maybe emotionally, but never physically. You know?
Never physically?
Yeah.
Hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you just chip away at them. And
Bill made a very good observation in the office about you.
About who?
There's 2 Bills.
You ever see
in
the movie
studio.
Stripes?
Yes.
Remember that dude, Psycho? That's what you remind me.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, does that fit?
The name's Francis Sawyer, but everybody calls me Psycho. Any of you guys call me Francis, and I'll kill you. And I don't like nobody touching my stuff, so just keep your meat hooks off. If I catch any of you guys in my stuff, I'll kill you. Also, I don't like nobody touching me. Now, any of you homos touch me, and I'll kill you.
Lighten up, Francis.
It's kind of similar how they talk.
Yeah,
a little bit.
You made that observation, and you guys already got that drop that quickly?
Yeah, that's the beauty of what we do.
The magic of radio.
We just make believe that was off the cuff, but it was planned, I don't know, at least 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for destroying the magic.
Yeah. Thanks for tearing down the 8th wall.
You're welcome.
In this octagon we work in.
Don't you ever touch me again.
Ooh.
He's like, I know how this radio shit works.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. That was pitched in a meeting.
Right. So anyway,
you got some clips.
Where were we? The assault on the media contest.
Yes, the voting.
And Bill
was one of the.
Bill the intern was one of the voters.
Yeah. You could just put those down right there, Bill.
Who'd you vote for, Bill?
The guys in Philly.
The
you
guys
voted
in
for
Philly.
The Philly ones.
Why did you like that one?
Because they got in front of the camera, and they looked like they would have just pounded away at anyone who tried to stop them from what they were doing, and they were very aggressive. And
Psychos.
Yeah. Good.
Why don't you go out and look for a James Coburn shirt that you can wear in between that one.
Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin.
Tank top.
Thanks, fellas.
All right.
No problem, my friend.
Very nice.
Lee Marvin.
All right, so we had everyone vote. I don't know who Master Poe voted for, Ben.
Gentlemen.
It says second place is video number 2. What does that mean?
Video number 2 was Boston.
Was Boston?
Or Buffalo, I think.
I would say...
It went in order. It went Boston, Buffalo, and Philly, how I lined the clips.
I'm looking here and seeing that one place just got 1 vote for second place, and I'm thinking that's the one Poe voted for.
Well, here we go.
That was you?
I would think Poe would like the guy who made the defensive move
right
on the attacker.
It would all be analyzed, this guy's coming in. I like the way he shoved them off. It's very good, gentlemen.
All right, how about we do this?
There he comes.
Master Poe, who did you vote for?
Poe, part of the voting?
Poe.
You know where the mics are? There you go. Who did you vote for?
The third video.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, the email that was given to me by Ben, there was 3 videos.
What was in the video?
The 2 gorillas jumped in front of the news reporter, and the one guy had stickers all over his body, and he was screaming, Opie and Anthony.
That's the one from Philly.
Yeah.
Every article of clothing he owns has some sort of emblem that says, I can kick the shit out
I
of you.
will just kill you. Yeah. Cobra Kai. Yeah! You're gonna need a body bag! Kick his ass!
Well, it's just a sword and a shield.
Sweep the leg.
Yes.
Want you to sweep the leg. But, Sensei, I'll be disqualified.
He's got nunchucks.
All right, so Bill the intern and Master
Nunchucks
Poe
on the tag of his underwear.
both like the Philly assault on the media. Very good. All right.
Good one. Thank you, Poe.
How about we do this? In third place, we'll just play the audio of third place.
Third place.
This is third place. Assault on the Media contest for September. Finally down to the nuts and bolts of this damn thing.
As voted by our illustrious voting staff.
That's right. Here is third place.
Southern News reporter Julie Fine is live at Erie Community College tonight with the very latest for us. Julie?
It was quite a scene here. State Assemblyman Mark Schroeder calling a news conference. He is critical of the control board's consultant fees. We'll have to get right back to you with this story.
Yes, that's right. Falling short for, I think, the third month in a row.
Much like his football team.
Buffalo Paul and Chicken Shit.
Oh, he just missed the uprights on that one, didn't he?
Just missed once again.
Damn.
Third place goes to Buffalo Paul and Chicken Shit. I was very surprised. I thought they were going to either win it finally or come in second place. I never thought third place.
The Giants win by 1.
It was Nathaniel, right?
Poor
Nathaniel's
I thought it did. My only problem with the Philly one is it's a bunch of WoW stickers moving around the frame. You're not sure what they're promoting. He had a T-shirt on that had some good airtime.
I like Nathaniel's assessment of that one. The one with the stickers is kind of just stickers. You got a lot of them. We're all over them, but kind of just stickers. I like the one big hoof in your face.
The big Opie and Anthony. Bam!
That horn was pretty good. That really threw her for a loop, if I may say.
That's actually a good idea. You scare the shit out of the reporter. They clear out. You got a nice camera shot.
Now you can finish your story if you want.
Sign
Do
is
whatever
nice
you
and
want to
clear.
do. Yeah. Just frighten them out of the scene.
Want to play runner-up?
Runner-up.
That'll be obvious who won, but runner-up for the Assault on the Media contest for the month of September. Here's the audio.
Let's get a look at the early tailgating. Oh, Amy, they're already out here. Tailgating season is here. Pre-game revelry. Oh, absolutely. You know, I knew the tailgaters would be out here early this morning, and they are out here in full force in the parking lot by Lincoln Financial. As you can see. Thank you. Okay.
Totally disrupted the report the lady was trying to do at the Eagles game. It's Philly in the runner-up position.
But what's great about that is she actually thinks that's football fans going crazy, so they got like an extra couple of seconds. Like,
right.
They're already getting crazy out here.
And that's kind of why I don't like that one.
really
because
like
it's
the
in an
Philly one.
atmosphere where you can get away with doing that because it's tailgating.
Isn't that just a smart form of attack?
Everyone's crazy. It is, right. They don't expect it there.
They had
so.
creativity with the stickers, though, and jumping in front of the reporter.
Yeah, that is the Trojan horse.
They had the air horn.
The Trojan horse.
Well, Philly got 3
They kind
first
of rode
place.
in on a tailgating
It's a
party,
gift.
opened it up, and attacked.
Philly got 3 first-place votes. Buffalo got one second-place vote. That was it. They didn't even... Oh, no, Nathaniel got one voted for Buffalo, right?
Yeah, there was only one total vote for Buffalo.
And we got to congratulate Sonny Forelli and the Boston Strangler.
I don't have a drum roll. I don't have a
I know.
timpani. I don't have anything.
They are the winners of the Assault on the Media contest for September. The video is absolutely great with the guy running out of the truck and trying to prevent the assault from happening, but that guy failed miserably.
And our winner is...
That's
That's it.
Here's
What do
the
you got?
audio. I don't know if it'll make sense, but all the videos will be up on opieandanthony.com with the place they came in. But here's Sonny Forelli and Boston Strangler.
Yes, we're very happy to say that. But, you know, David, it is coming. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but, folks, remember these, the good old shovel and broom? Well, we're going to have to get real familiar with these this winter. Because if you don't clean your car off of snow...
That is great. No, that one deserves to win.
Yeah,
They're
it is.
yelling. They disrupted her. They broke through a tackle. It had a huge sign, a sticker. It had all the features.
It had all the features.
Yeah.
So, all right, once
Definitely
again,
worthy of first place.
Sonny Forelli and Boston Strangler.
Yeah,
Good
bravo,
job.
guys.
There you go. The Assault on the Media contest for September is officially
Fantastic.
over. We start with October immediately.
Immediately.
We'll have a list of prizes that will be up for grabs, all right?
Bring it on. It happens in any city. You see these live shots.
All right, finally, Evangeline from Philly.
Yes.
Hi, Evangeline. How you doing?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we got to apologize. This show, it's like a train. Just keeps chugging, and we, yeah.
Well,
anyway.
You're a fan of the show, right?
Yeah.
So you understand that we go off on these crazy tangents. It sucks
No, I know.
sometimes. You know, I really apologize, man. A hot girl like you sitting there all naked and...
Did she give her breast size?
I think it was... I'm going to guess your breast size. I'm
Opie's going to guess by looking.
36 full B, maybe C.
I'm a 34, but yeah, I'm a full B.
34 full B.
34
All right,
full
you
B.
were giving her a little too much back there, Opie. Come on.
Is that right? 34 full B with the booty?
Yeah, that's nice with the big...
With the booty?
Big, cute...
Is it really big, your ass, or like freakish? Like where they're walking down and you can't help but look. I've looked at some bad asses longer than I've looked at hot asses because they just baffle me sometimes.
No, I've been complimented by people just walking by, so I don't think it's one of those badasses.
Why didn't you say it? Black people, right?
Well,
black guys love that ass on
yeah,
you.
they do love my ass.
Blonde hair with the big booty, nice.
Can we do the ass test?
Future NBA wife.
Right.
Can we do the ass test? No one's looking.
What's the ass test, Opie?
She puts the phone down there and gives it a spank.
Oh, could you smack your ass with the phone?
So we could hear the wave motion?
All right.
Let's hear.
All right, listen. Shh.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
solid.
Yeah,
Solid.
there's some going on there. Yeah. Well, could you hit a little harder?
On myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your roommate.
And get the phone close because we can tell a lot from the sound.
Hit your ass.
All right.
Ooh.
Wow, that was very solid. There wasn't much wiggle there at all.
Yeah, you're pretty solid for a girl with a big ass.
What part did you do?
The side of my butt.
Yeah.
But did you tighten it all up or?
No.
All right.
You left it loose?
One more test. No, because when the girl...
Probably her forehead.
When the girl's on...
That's very funny.
I think she's cheating, though.
Why?
Because I think every girl, when they're kind of like bent over and then reaching and slapping their butt, everything's nice and tight.
Oh, did you bend over?
Well, I'm trying to reach around to get it.
Can you lay down on your belly on your bed?
No, I want her to stand up.
Stand up?
Yeah, stand up.
Okay.
And do the same slap. I want to see if there's a difference because it's a solid hit. That means there's not much movement there.
And not around the side. You got to kind of reach around and get like dead center on an ass cheek.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You standing up?
Yes.
All right.
See, that
There's
didn't
a little
sound...
movement.
It was a little
movement.
A little bit more that
That's
time.
nice. You need something to hold on to.
That's
Bill,
nice.
did you hear the little movement there?
She has a phenomenal ass. Phenomenal.
It sounded, though, a little less tight than the other thing.
What do you mean, Ant?
Well, the side, because I think when it was bent over a little bit, it was very tight. But this is like, you ever tune a drum? Ding, 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 ding. You know, you take the drum key and kind of tune it down. It sounded a little tuned down. One more time.
I want to hear that.
On the ass cheek, standing up.
Do the other ass cheek.
Other ass cheek.
Just so you're symmetrical.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, my God, I hear it.
You hear it?
I hear it.
That was more of a fleshy kind of moving
The sound of cottage cheese.
What do you want the
No. That was wonderful. I liked that.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice transition from ass to thigh. No dimpling going on there?
All right.
No dimpling.
All right, you wacky bastard. Get back on the bed so we can play Guess What's in My Pants.
Okay.
All right, we have Derek, why don't you play the song there?
It's time to play. It's time to play. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants?
Place the receiver upon your beaver. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? It's time to guess what's in my pants. My pants.
All right, we're ready to play finally.
Okay.
All right. You know what to do, right?
Yes. Up and down first?
Yes.
Wait a sec, guys. Chuck Farnham is calling in on the hotline. We got to get right to him.
Chuck Farnham,
Yes.
our friend from California. He's one of these real sicko guys. Loves serial killing. Loves collecting things from serial killers.
Hey, Chuck, what's going on?
Hello, guys. Geez, I kind of wanted to hear that myself.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait a little while, though, because we got another call coming in on the hotline perhaps in a little while, so we got to get through all this stuff. A lot of material today.
Busy.
So what's going on, Chuck?
September 30th, 1955.
Yeah?
1955.
55. That's the 50th anniversary of something.
Let me
Yes,
think.
it is.
Let me think.
Brooklyn Dodgers?
September 30th, 1955. No, it wasn't my prom date.
The last time the Milwaukee Brewers were 500?
The death of James Dean.
Yes.
Ooh, ah.
Very big story.
So I'm down here about 3.5 hours from San Francisco.
Yes.
At the intersection of Highway 41 and 46. And it's going to be an all-day affair down here.
What, it's a big thing?
Oh, God. Every year, all the nuts come out, swear they see his ghost walking up and down the street.
Oh, brother.
Women crying in poodle skirts. A few years ago, I brought a woman down who carried the ashes of her cousin and poured them in the middle of the street where the accident happened.
Why is this fascinating to people?
I have no idea. They're, like, obsessed with it down there. I mean, they come from hundreds of miles away. It's a huge, huge event.
Do people go to, like, where River Phoenix dropped dead and do that every year?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
But is that something that people, like, do?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chuck does all this weird shit.
Yeah, so I got the WOW stickers.
Okay.
Oh.
And they just renamed the highway or the intersection there, the James Dean intersection. So I figured I'd plaster those up on the old sign for you.
Why would they name it after the guy that's, like, croaked at the intersection?
What?
Out of respect.
Where's the actual crash? Right in the middle of the road, or did he?
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the road.
He didn't hit a tree, right? He hit another car or something?
Well, the deal is, it's like people go, well, I don't know how the guy died. At this time of year down here, it happened at 5 o'clock in the evening. He was coming straight down a road, and this guy's in a pickup truck. By the way, the guy's name was Don Turnipseed.
Really?
Yeah, weird name, huh? He never saw the guy. Dean apparently said to the guy who was in the car with him, that guy isn't going to pull out. And in reality, you can't see a thing up that road with the sun where it is at that time of day. The guy never saw him. Totaled both cars. Matter of fact, I got pictures of the cars on the website this morning.
There was somebody in the car with James Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got thrown clear. Rolf, his mechanic.
I didn't know that.
He was in the hospital for months. Dean died of a broken neck.
Eek.
Fascinating.
Were they wearing their seatbelts?
I think not. 1955?
Nah, you didn't. You're smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes.
They had those awful ones that just went across your lap.
Yeah, so you
No,
can just
I
break
got
in
a
half.
1960
Yes, your torso keeps going into the dashboard.
That friggin' wooden stake of a steering wheel thing that, like, they didn't think of collapsible steering wheel columns or anything. It just goes right through your heart.
That's back when cars were made of quality.
I'm driving a 68. I don't have
Everything's
one.
all metal. Cigarette lighter goes through your eye and into your...
I remember driving around when I was a kid with my father in like an old Rambler, whatever the hell kind of crap car it was, in the passenger seat, and it was one of those big bench seats, you know, that just go all the way across, and the dashboard was metal. The dashboard itself, where the glove compartment was and everything, was metal, and I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I'm a kid. I'm sitting in the front seat, and when he'd jam on the brakes, he would just put his arm out to try to, like, stop me, not knowing any type of physics, that, like, the weight of me and his arm and the way his arm bends and stuff.
The fact that you're all moving forward.
Yeah, if it was any more than just a little tap on the brake, my face, my teeth, right into the metal dashboard. They sure figured that shit out slowly. Why don't we pad the dashboard so when people eat it, it's not quite eating steel?
Exactly. And it wasn't like that lunchbox metal either.
No.
No,
Straight from
the dashboard of my car is full metal.
Pittsburgh steel, an I-beam right across there.
Hey,
Girder.
Chuck.
You had a girder with a glove box.
What are you trying to accomplish on the 50th anniversary of James Dean's death down there?
I'd just like to hang out with the weirdos.
You know what? I went to that place where JFK got shot there, Dealey
Right.
Plaza, and that's one of the most famous spots in all of the world.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes, I was bored shitless. I was like, oh.
Once you see it,
Grassy
it's
Knoll,
over.
right there. There's the X in the road where it happened, and there's the book thing and the tree. All right, I got it. And then I was like, hey, is there a Starbucks around here? Like, what are you going to do
My brother
there
tried
all
to tell
day?
me that there was actually a tour where you could get in like a 1963 Lincoln Continental with
And
like
drive the route.
and they play all the audio. And here's
Yeah.
the motorcade coming around the corner.
Sick
I'm
bastards.
sure. I'm sure that happens. So, and
I
then,
think- I
and then
think
people
you guys
run
should
out
run
onto
the
the
same
X
thing.
to get their pictures taken exactly where JFK.
Yeah, they
was shot.
painted an X in the street.
And then the light changes. It's now green. And these cars, you know, they're Dallas. They don't give a fuck about this site. They just know they have to take this way to get home. So they're just flying where JFK, you know, made his way. And I watched a bunch of people almost got hit because they're clueless tourists. Like, oh, take my picture.
What a hilarious tourist attraction. It's not the Statue of Liberty, the Liberty Bell, or
No.
like Cheers in Boston.
Yeah.
You go
But they have to run
Well,
out.
the president's brains got blown up.
They have to run out in the middle of the road to get their picture taken. And I was down there with Jimmy Norton and a couple of my brothers, and you know, we all took our pictures on the
Of course
X,
you
too.
did.
Well, at least we were smarter, making sure that it was a red light, you know. Anyway, so Chuck, that's about it.
Yeah, we'll be sending some photos your way over the weekend.
I can't
Great,
wait,
man.
Can't wait for the photos.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm telling you.
Hey, Evangeline.
Yeah.
We were ready to play Guess What's in My Pants. I know we stalled a little bit because we have a lot going on.
Yeah.
But we have a big star on the hotline we have to get
Yep.
to. Danny Bonaducci.
You know
Okay.
Danny, right?
Are you watching the show?
Not right now.
Why not?
Because you say not to listen to it when you're talking.
Oh, no, not
no.
this
I mean,
show.
are you watching
Oh.
Danny Bonaducci?
No.
Why not?
Because.
All right, hold on. We'll get to you.
Please hold.
You're still naked, though, right?
Yes.
Great.
All right, hold on. We'll get to you in a minute there. Let's say hi to Danny Bonaducci. Danny,
what's up, man?
how are
Hey.
you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Great.
Although I got to tell you, I'm the tiniest bit surprised.
Why is that?
Well, because you guys are like, legends in my business. I'm a morning jock, as you know, and you guys are like probably one of the biggest names in radio. And I'm listening, and I'm hearing about how dangerous the dashboard of a car is.
Yeah.
Let me jump in with my life. So one day, I'm sleeping with Johnny Thunder's wife. My girlfriend comes home and shoots me in the chest. Now that's the night out.
Yeah, I know. We live the pussy lifestyle, man. Compared to what the hell you've been doing, we are just faggots.
He lives a behind the music episode every day.
Every day. Every day.
That's true Hollywood
And I'm sitting here.
The dashboards were very dangerous. I was almost injured once in a short stop.
What an ass.
Hollywood story, and I swear to God, if it wasn't for me and maybe Susan Day being a puker, they'd have had nothing.
Yeah, I saw that one, the Partridge Family Behind the Music. Yeah, they tried to make Susan Day seem like she really had bulimia bad, I guess.
Yeah, but before they named it, like she's the poster child of this stuff, because she's way back when it was called throwing up.
Yeah. and that was kind of back when that was the look anyway.
Exactly.
Everyone loved a nice skinny broad back then.
Everyone was trying to look like Karen Carpenter back then.
Yeah, Karen Carpenter, that was a little too far.
Yeah, there you go.
Danny, we're loving the show. I don't know what to think of it, though, man. You're crazy.
Yeah, that seems to be the going concern these days. My only concern with that, because, I mean, I can't say they edited me crazy. Because that's the way I am. That's how I behave. There's no way out. What I can say is I was really, really, really crazy on Monday, and then really, really crazy on Friday, and when they're done editing, I'm crazy all day on
The
Monday.
entire week.
That's reality
Yeah.
television for you.
Yeah, you probably had a couple of nice, normal days in there, right?
I did nice days with the kids. I like my pets. I was going to say I mowed the lawn, but I didn't mow the lawn.
Were you ever in the middle of losing your shit and you're just thinking, okay, this is making the show?
Yes, to be honest with you, I was. But that was kind of the problem where I started to think of this is really crazy, that there might be something seriously wrong with me.
Yeah.
Because I'd be going so far, and in my head, I'm thinking, wow, this is probably going to be really interesting. But then it would go so far in my head, I would think, hey, you have to stop this. And I couldn't.
People are going to be watching this, for God's sake.
You know what? I'm kind of bummed because we have you on live, so obviously you're okay by the end of the show.
Well,
I was watching every week, convinced that we were going to get the headline.
You know what, man? I swear to God, so was I. So was I don't know if they'll air this or not.
Yeah.
Because we had some legal issues. Like, not everything went according to plan, and I was chock full of Vicodin and vodka and steroids. Not a great mix. Especially if I got a questionable anger management problem to begin with. So there's some people that might be suing. But anyway. There's a game I invented when I was homeless, and it's called Shoot, Bitch. And what you do is you find the guy with the gun who thinks he's really bad, and you piss him off, and he draws his gun, and you look at him and you go, shoot, bitch. And then they never do.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a little suicidal.
No, that's not, because I really truly believe they won't do it. It would be suicidal if I thought, man, if I say this guy is going to shoot me. But, the public places and stuff, they're never going to shoot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was the drugs that got you homeless? You're spending money on drugs instead of the roof over the head?
You mean back when I was homeless when I was like 19?
Yeah.
No, everybody thinks I was like this big crack whore, and that came later. The Partridge Family, the last year, the big money,
yeah,
$600 a week.
$600 a week.
Yeah, which wasn't bad money for 1975 or whatever it was.
No.
But when I turned 18 to get all this money, it was $72,000. And I made a conscious decision. I said to myself, well, I can either try and eke this out into some kind of lifestyle for a little while, or I can have the most outrageous 30 days ever. That's what I went with.
God damn. Oh, we're talking to another rock star.
Wow. Jesus.
We bitch about how our rock stars are gone, man, but you're a rock star.
Well, yeah, thank you, man. I'm 46 years old, so I feel like, Janis Joplin is one of my heroes, right? Dead at 27. Now, Britney Spears is going to live forever. That's just so inappropriate. What happened to rock stars dying, choking on their own vomit like they're supposed to?
Hallelujah, brother. We were just talking about, we were at Ozfest a couple years back, and all these tough-looking bands were eating, like, vegetarian meals and drinking water and whining and complaining, and they're all tatted up, and I was looking like, man, I've been backstage for many, many years. I'm like, what happened to the rock star?
Where's the waking up with the needle in your arm, clinically dead,
right.
All that shit.
I want you to know that's the line to beat on Behind the Music.
Yeah.
Nikki Sixx saying, and that's when I woke up with with the needle still in my arm.
Yeah, with the blood.
Trying to beat, man.
Yeah, and people are not really trying to beat that right now. Although Danny's coming close.
Danny's going to give it a try. He's going to give it a shot.
So that's really you doing steroids on the show?
Yeah. First episode. I didn't know. I'll tell you guys the absolute truth. Here's what happened. We sold VH1 one show, a very cute little show called Rock and Roll Dinner Party, and I got the idea because it said Mick Jagger drove up to a nightclub, and I thought, who the hell taught Mick Jagger to drive? I never thought about Mick Jagger behind the wheel of a car. I mean, he goes in limousines and Rolls Royces. I wonder what else he does. I wonder if I had him over to my house, would he play Pictionary? You know, what do these rock stars do? So we sold them this cute little show, and then they didn't like that so much, but they thought the Bonaducci's were interesting. So my wife started setting up these cute little things for her to do, like her 39th and a half birthday party because she was never going to turn 40, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I said, just send the cameras to my house and I'll be fascinating, trust me. So they send the cameras to my house, and I'm just sitting there like a retard doing nothing. So I said, excuse me for a minute, and I went to my local bar and I started drinking, thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And by the time I realized I had no ideas, I was wasted. And I come back to my house, and I'm literally stumbling through the door, and the second they see that their subject of their show is just geezed, they light up all the cameras.
Oh, they must have been fucking happy, man.
Oh,
It's
my
like
God, they must have
gold.
Half a second before, like, dude, we're getting canceled. And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden,
and then,
he's like when Urkel showed up on Family Matters. Like, thank God. Here we go.
Opens the door, there's a shining aura behind him.
So then I'm not done. My point is to be fascinating. So I go, you guys, you want to see something really cool? So we go up to my gym, and I take off my shirt, and I think they think I'm just being this total narcissist because I'm in pretty good shape at this point, and I'm just standing there shirtless, and I reach into this fishing tackle box, and I pull out a needle. I mean, they're huge, these needles, because steroids are oil-based, so they release slowly, so there's essentially the consistency of motor oil. So the needle has got to be gigantic. So it's not like you're taking a needle, you're wounding yourself. So I go, you guys want to see something cool? Watch this. Pow! Right through my shoulder. And I had done it before, but I was showing off, and I hit the bone.
Oh, God
That's
damn.
exactly what I do. I go, oh, my God. And I let go of the needle, which is now sticking out of my shoulder. And I'm going, oh, my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then finally, I shoot the stuff in, and I pull it out, and there's just blood everywhere.
Holy crap.
And it's dripping down my arm. I've got a needle in my hand. And I don't know. I promise you the director is the sweetest man in the world and had my best interest at heart. But somebody had to be going, oh, my God, this is good.
Gold, yeah.
The fact that they name it Breaking Bonaducci, I don't think they're rooting for your health.
Yeah.
I named it, buddy.
Oh, my fault. My fault.
I was in rehab, and I called them up because you get a 10-minute phone call every day. And I called them up, and I said, you got to change the title to Breaking Bonaducci. It'll give people an idea of what they're in for. You know, it's just not fair to have Being Bonaducci and people think they're going to watch it, Peter Brady show. You know, it's Peter Brady with a spike through his head.
Danny, this is obviously one of these very stereotypical child star things. Where did the anger come from?
You know what? I'm not that angry of a guy.
But aren't you in anger management class or something?
No, I didn't go.
You didn't go. I didn't fucking need it.
You only got a problem if you show up.
Right. Those are the people.
I don't want to give too much away because these guys, this is the very first interview I've ever done where there isn't a VH1 publicist on the other end of the phone.
Thank God.
Oh, you've done a lot.
By the way,
you've done a lot of radio. How much do you hate that when all of a sudden you hear the publicist, that's too far, that's enough, enough, and they actually cut the connection in the middle of the interview because you asked something a little too crazy?
Actually, they say don't do that to me. I made that real clear.
Good.
I made it real clear. Okay, I know your job. This is my job. You can shake your head at me. Aside from that, that's that.
But, Danny, the thing is, what is it? Is it getting screwed out of money? Is it the fact that you grow up and all of a sudden you're not getting the parts anymore? There just seems to be that, what the fuck happens to you guys?
Well, what do you mean, the ex-child stars on drugs?
Yeah, it's always drugs.
You know what? I don't think it's fair that me, Todd Bridges, and Eddie Munster can bring down an entire industry.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah. All right, you got a point there.
Yeah, it's just the three of us. We're the most pussy gang in the world.
Hey, fucking Blossom's doing fine, asshole.
Which one is the one that's doing the punk rock thing?
That was
Courtship of Eddie's father.
Courtship of Eddie's father, which is now he's a really nice guy, by the way. So
yeah.
I'm not making fun. I'm just reporting. He's 107 years old with green hair.
Yeah.
It's a big mistake to think you're a punk rocker.
Is this like some kind of weird fraternity, and you guys all keep in touch with each other?
Yeah, we're best pals. I'm pretty sure Urkel's coming over for
Yeah, I'm sure.
You and it's weird.
Is it true that you?
The Bradys actually get together.
Yeah.
That's so strange. Unless there's Partridge barbecues going on that I'm just not invited to, we don't hang out.
Hey, you know, Barry Williams used to be a pretty good friend of ours, and then he's going through a divorce. Do you know what that's about at all?
No, I don't.
All right.
It's not like I said. The last time I saw Greg Brady, I was beating his ass.
Dude, you laid waste to him.
Oh, that's
Holy
right. I forgot
shit.
about that.
The celebrity fight. Oh my God. And the whole lead up to it was just them showing how Danny just can fucking like rip a tiger apart. And there's Greg Brady like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go in there and give it my shot. And they're showing like Danny knows martial arts and he's in fucking shape. And now we know he's fucking driving motor oil into his shoulders. And I know. and he just goes in there and kicks his ass.
I didn't mean to beat him so badly because at first, because he's much bigger than I am.
Yeah.
At first, these people kept coming into me, and people that would know, like his trainer, came in and said, "Listen, man, you gotta take it easy on this guy. You're gonna look like a bully."
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is a professional trainer. He's lying. I'm gonna get. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And somebody else said it, and then somebody else said, "Listen, we really need to get 3 rounds out of this. If you know what I'm saying." I said, okay, don't you worry about it.
Carry him a little.
Rounds out of it, no problem. So I get out there and I'm dancing around. Well, I make Jake LaMotta look like a ballerina. I'm the most clumsy man. I got one gear and it's forward. So I'm trying to dance around so not to actually fight the guy. And then the audience booed. And once the audience booed, that's it, man. And then I killed him.
Yeah.
And then, you know what's funny is I beat him really badly. And I felt bad. And after it was over, I went up to him and I really thanked him because I really wanted to do it. And all my opponents kept backing out.
Yeah.
They couldn't find an opponent for me. So he agreed to. So I went over and I said, thank you so much for doing this. I really wanted to do it. And I wouldn't have gotten an opportunity unless you agreed and all this really nice stuff. But his back was all covered in blood. And I don't know if it was the ropes or the canvas, which is real rough. But, I mean, he was, the Passion of the Christ one. He was lashed.
You tooled him really bad. You know who else got nailed really bad was that fucking Arnold Horshack.
Horshack, yeah.
Screech.
Well, that was
Screech.
Shouldn't have done that.
Oh, I know. It's like they take this old guy and put him in with a young guy. And that was.
They took, allegedly, an old queen with a reasonably young, healthy man.
Yeah. He just got the shit beat out of him.
Did he still have his glasses on?
What about Paula Jones versus, what's-her-face, the skater?
Oh, yeah, that was another good one.
That was on the thing.
Tonya Harding?
It appeared that Greg Brady had a chance.
Yeah.
They were wrong.
Funny shit, man.
So what's going on with your wife? Hey, first of all, the story is bizarre. You really got married after only knowing her a few hours?
Yeah, 7 hours. I'll give you the quick rundown on this. Met my wife on a blind date. We went out to dinner, and I was drinking heavily, imagine. And I just assumed she was, too. We're having a great big party. We go to my house. I put the moves on her, and she pushes me back and said, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. I'm a Christian, and I'm not prepared to do that till I'm married. And I said, hey, you might have mentioned that $90 ago. And then I thought, not that unreasonable of a request. I opened the Yellow Pages. It turns out there's pages of ministers called, we've been married 15 years now.
Holy shit. You got married just so you could get laid.
Now that's a man.
He's
that's
still
the
together.
distance, man. Some guys, will go a certain level. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to go 20 pounds overweight tonight. That's a big commitment. Not me. I'll get married for it.
That's
wow.
You hear stories like that, but you don't hear that they actually stay together.
Right.
Especially after all the bullshit.
I was gonna say happy as ever been, but that's not true. I'll tell you honestly, this show. Well, I can't say the show because it's my behavior, and I've got to put that. But the behavior I displayed on this show really drove us apart a little bit. That got ugly. It's very friendly now, but it's not what it was. I've got to kind of work my way back into the house.
Well, the weird thing on one of the first shows was how she talked about how she doesn't like having sex.
Right. That's a big problem.
Yeah,
well,
that could be a huge problem.
Well, not for me.
And then you're training like lesbian porn stars in the gym and stuff, and she's really pissed off at you and wants you to drop all the female clients that you had.
Right. Well, here was my theory on that, which I think is valid. But when you're talking to a PhD, anything that doesn't sound totally normal like Ozzie and Harriet is crazy. Here's my theory on that, because I had the affair and it was a big drag. But here's my theory, because Gretchen doesn't like sex, right? Well, it's like saying Gretchen will not cook, yet she won't let me eat anywhere else.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, it does make sense.
Sure. It makes sense. It makes sense. Because we're best friends, too. If she just let me bone, I'd live with this woman for the rest of my life.
You're speaking the truth, my friend. You're speaking for many, many guys out there.
On this one, I'm just speaking out loud for many, many guys.
And the other observation I had was that you got a very, very normal daughter there that's going into the business, huh?
You know, as a matter of fact, she recently decided it was boring, so she's done.
Oh, she is done, because part of the show was showing her on auditions and stuff.
I took her on auditions. She's probably got $40,000 put away.
Jeez, we saw her in a stroller.
She'll have it paid for.
Yeah,
and like I said, she's up in her room doing below right now. See?
Yeah. You know, Danny, we met you at the Comedy Store. Anthony brought up a point because I brought the show to our attention here, whatever, and we were talking to him like, you know that baby we saw in the stroller when we saw Danny and his wife back at the Comedy Store?
Oh, that's right.
This is about, I don't even know anymore, like 10, 12 years ago.
Like, over 10 years ago.
10.
Oh, 10. So it was a newborn. It was about 10 years ago then.
Yeah, you were walking around with a newborn. And we were doing all those lame interviews down at the Comedy Store. Like the big star that showed up, I think, was Greg Brady.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that all, because I do the exact same thing. You'll sit there in the circle of, and no offense, but in a lot of parts of the country, jocks are the most offensive people in the world.
Yeah.
You look around.
Like almost some kind of, because people can't see you, it's an excuse not only to get big, fat, and ugly, but for some reason to have gravy on your shirt.
When we first started together about 10 years ago, Ed and we did a lot of those, and we gave up on them, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. We couldn't take it. The fake radio voices and the fake toughness, and it was just awful. Absolutely. And you had to hang out with these guys in the same room. Danny, we lose you? I think we lost Danny.
Yeah, his phone was clicking and clacking the whole time. There he is.
Oh, wait, Danny, you back?
Yeah, I am. I'm back.
Whatever. I was making a dumb point anyway. It doesn't matter.
So, I do the same thing you guys would do. My radio station would be there, and I'd be in that big U of disc jockeys they'd bring by the celebrities.
Yeah.
But there'd never be any celebrities except me. So they'd take me from my radio station and walk me around to everybody else's radio station.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Like, you would be up interviewing with other radio stations, yet you were there doing the same thing all the radio guys were doing.
And Paula Abdul record's about to run out. I got to get back to my table.
Hey, Danny, you made the gossip column in the Daily News today. Maybe it's all over the country. I don't know. Did you hear?
I believe it is.
Oh, you've heard? You want to talk about this or what?
You know what? Is it the legal matter?
Yeah, with Jamie White.
Yeah, no, I can't.
She said some weird shit about you.
Yeah.
She says weird about me is fine. She says some weird stuff about my kid.
Oh.
Which, it's one of the very few things I don't find amusing.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
No, I'm just curious because it's a big story today. Why did you get fired from that job? Because
I swear to God, I don't know. Because I even went to my boss and I said, listen, man, I'm in trouble. I need to go to rehab. I need to know also, because I've never missed a day of work in my entire life. I've never been sick. I've never been late. I mean, I am a together drunk. And so I said, listen, I really feel I need to go to rehab, but I need to know my job will be here when I get back. Mm-hmm. And he said, Danny, not only do we want you back, of course, but you're within your legal rights. The law is on your side. And then I got back from rehab and they fired me.
Fucking radios.
That's what I say.
Yep.
Commercial radios.
If anybody's looking for a jock, I'm available.
Well, we're looking to give out some golden tickets for XM Satellite Radio, my friend.
Right on.
Yeah, we're looking to rescue a few more guys from the awful world of commercial radio.
Nastiness of commercials and not being able to say hell anymore.
So we'll have to talk up.
By the way, you guys, this is the first satellite radio show I've ever done, and I'm on hold. And you said, I don't know, and this, and you just went, fuck it. Now, oh my God, that's so cool.
It is so cool, man. And we don't have 18-minute commercial blocks, none of that crap. You're just talking till you feel like stopping for a while, and then you go take a leak.
Well, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, when's the show on?
Sundays.
It seems to be changing. I believe it is 10:30 on Sunday nights. And that's when I'd like you to watch it because that's when the ratings count. But they show it 18 times a week.
Yeah.
It's called Breaking Bonaduce on VH1, and watch it whenever you like.
Yeah, I don't think you got to worry, man. This one's a winner. Jesus Christ, it's too much.
You seen us on The View. It was awesome. They hated us. They invited Gretchen and I on The View, and like Barbara Walters goes on the attack, but in the beginning of the show, she's talking about the president wrote a note to Condoleezza Rice saying, I have to go to the bathroom. Is that possible? And a photographer got a picture of that note, and they were making fun of it. And Barbara Walters says, that's how I got where I am. I never have to pee. I can outweight anybody, and blah, 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 blah. So I go out on stage, and one time she starts being really mean to me, and I go, are you kidding? You're going to judge my show when you just spent 4 minutes on the fact that Barbara Walters doesn't have to pee?
Wow.
And this definitely got cut out. I thought it was cool. Star Jones goes, I am not even willing to talk about this. And I said, try keeping your mouth shut next to a buffet.
Bravo.
Oh, no.
We hate her. We hate Star Jones.
You know what's great? You get Danny on interview shows like that, and people will try to get you. They'll try to, like, bring stuff up, but Danny won't deny it. It's not like, no, well, what I meant was this, what you saw was it. It's just, no, yeah, that shit happened. Next.
You know, I'll give you the perfect example of that. So, Danny, I read you picked up a transvestite hooker. What really happened? Well, I picked up a hooker and it turned out to be a guy, and I got all pissed off. You know, so it's not like I'm not going to tell him. I'm pretty hard to hurt at this point in the career.
That story got blown out of proportion. I wasn't even near a hooker. It was, hooker. Reached down, got a handful of knob, and decided to punch him in the fucking face.
He had a wiener, and he wasn't supposed to. He demanded. He goes, "You owe me $40 because you took me off my corner." I go, "Buddy, get out of the car. It's just a misunderstanding." And he said, "No, you owe me $40. You took me off my corner." I said, "I'm going to give you one more chance to get out of this car." So I go over to his side of the door, and I pull him out of the car. And he's big. And then I realized this is a large man in fishnets and pumps who's selling his ass. This could be really dangerous. So I beat the bejesus out of this guy. And then, you'll love this part, because this is singular to me. I've heard every story that you can imagine, and this tops it all for me. So I see the cops, and they're coming. And I think, I can explain this. This is a fight, and he lost. Right? He lost bad, but he just lost. And then I thought, Danny Partridge beats transvestite.
Yeah, that's...
I gotta go. So I jump in my car and I run. And I get to listen to the high-speed chase I'm in on the car stereo of the car I'm driving. And that was something.
Oh, my God. That's great, man.
That was a big night out.
You are the real deal, Danny.
Well, thank you.
What do we get to watch you do on TV in future episodes?
Let's see. You know what, to be honest, I swear to God, I'm not being coy here, there are huge gaps of what I remember.
Wow.
So he's got to watch the show just to know what he did.
I'm not watching the show.
No?
No.
Why?
Why is that?
Because from what I've heard, I'm ridiculous. And people get hurt, and people are suing me. And
are you trying to say you're embarrassed by how you look on TV, or
only because when I'm all lit up and ready, like my own crew, I love this shot. I love this shot, and I know it made it. At one point, my own crew calls the police on me. I forget what happens. My wife's at the W Hotel having this party. Somebody says something I don't like. I say to the limousine driver, "Take me to the W Hotel right now." And the director says no. And I said, "Hey, The name of the show is Breaking Law. That I'm being Bonaducci. That makes it my show. That makes this my limousine. Take me to the W Hotel right now. And the guy goes, no. So I said, really? And I just opened the door and jumped at about 25. So they got pictures of me rolling down the street. And I get up and I stop a car. Like I'm the police. I just stop this car. And the guy goes, hey, you're Danny Bonaducci. And I said, yeah, will you take me to the W Hotel? And he said, sure, hop in. So I hop in, I drive off, and they cut to this producer, and he's on the phone to the W Hotel, and he's saying, listen, Danny Bonaducci is on his way down there, and somebody is going to get hurt. You should call the police right now. That's my own crew.
Holy shit.
How are you going to do
control.
it? How are you going to get a second season of this show, by the way?
Beats the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's a type of show I don't see how you could possibly do a second season.
Well, you know, things have occurred to me.
Because
you know what it is, and here's what I think might be interesting. I'm not, you know, because I really do need to work again. These shows don't pay very much. I need to go back to radio soon.
Right.
But I don't live like regular people ever. The fact that I was drunk makes me this wild drunk. The fact that I do a great deal of those things after giving it careful consideration and think, hey, let's play shoot, bitch, I think that's even more interesting. Thinking it out, knowing the ramifications, and playing anyway, I think is just as interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was so mad at VH1 about one thing. They go to pull the plug. They come up to me and they go, hey, listen, Danny, we're going to pull the plug on the show. And I said, why? And they said, we believe that you're dying. And I said, perfect. Why would you not want to roll on that? The death of a B-lister? That would be huge. Why would you not want to shoot till I die? And they kind of all looked around like, boy, he's got a good point. But then they put me in rehab anyway.
That's the ultimate goal of reality TV.
It really is, and it has been. Yep. It's been leading toward that.
Yeah, that's the end of that genre.
It's been leading there the whole time.
We almost
right.
got there with Pedro and Real World San Francisco.
Yeah.
Watched him die on TV for 12 weeks or whatever it was.
Just about, but someone completely self-destructive. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, we're never going to be on TV, Danny. We pitched a show to A&E the other day. It wasn't our idea, and we were
wasn't your finest
It
moment.
was complete. We were completely embarrassed.
Wait a minute. Anthony pitched a show to A&E.
A&E,
exactly.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Do we have a great agent or what?
Was it a good show?
We basically pitched MythBusters meets Jackass.
Oh, yeah, A&E would love that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll eat that up.
They looked at us like we had, two heads, the famous...
I got the weirdest thing happening there. I can't believe it. I thought by now, because radio, no matter how crazy I got, the show's a huge success. I thought my phone would be ringing off the hook with radio offers.
No, regular radio, they're a bunch
petrified.
of pussies now.
Everyone's petrified now.
You realize you can't even say fart on regular radio?
Is that over now?
Yeah.
And you know how Danny knows the game. You know how you would get away with shit and talk double entendre and talk around things. Now they're finding DJs because they know what we were trying to say.
Yeah, it says, they say, we know what you meant.
And everyone knew what you meant, so we're going to fine you, even though you never said that the penis went into the vagina.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I never knew that. I did not know that.
Business sucks ass.
Outrageous.
Dude, they're helping us out with the satellite radio. Everyone's you're coming aboard in droves at this point. So.
Well, good. I appreciate to know where a good avenue is. But can I ask you a real live question that maybe you can help me out with?
Yeah. Sure.
I've got lunch today with a really huge producer guy for TV and 2 movies, right? He's got, he's just a big shot. He's a real live big shot. He's not some Hollywood guy that says, I've got a deal. He's a real big shot. He's meeting with me because he's watched the show and he thinks, Danny Bonaducci is one of the scariest people on earth. I really want to meet him. I've got some projects. What do I wear? Do I show up looking normal, or do I show up for lunch looking freaky?
Looks scary.
Looks scary?
If he wants, if he's saying Danny Bonaducci is one of the scariest people, and I want to capitalize on that, you need like a fucking wife beater shirt.
Danny.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You go to the meeting with a butcher knife, right?
That occurred to me.
Hold on. You got a film crew, right? Right in front of them. You lop off one of your fingers. You got 10. You don't need them all.
And they could probably sew it right back on.
Yeah, and maybe they could sew it back on. You just take one knuckle out, man, right in front of them.
Like in Sharky's machine.
First of all, the show is wrapped, so I won't have a film crew. But if you want a real-life indication as to, God, I want to say how crazy I am because it seems normal and right to me.
Yeah.
I was very sad that I had this affair. I love my wife, and I did not mean to have an affair, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of the Japanese culture. I'm a third-degree black belt. I speak Japanese. And in the Yakuza, which is the Japanese organized crime, there is a way, no matter what you have done, that you can apologize once. And it's to cut off the top knuckle of your little finger and present it in a box to the person you've offended.
Do it.
So I looked at my wife, and I said, who I thought didn't even know about this, and I said, listen, honey, I am going to apologize to you in a way that you have to accept. And she looks at me, rolls her eyes, and she goes, you know, if you cut off your finger, it won't mean anything to me. Everybody knows you can cut off your finger. Try behaving.
God damn, man.
She knows you.
Yes, she does. I mean, 30 seconds, that was a bitch, but a lifetime of behaving? Jesus.
Danny, we got to talk radio with you. How could Eric Logan get a hold of you?
Call me at home.
We got your numbers? All right, good.
I'm assuming you do, yeah.
Yeah, cool, man.
Because we do have some spots left, and man, you're very interesting. We've been following you for years, and we bump heads every once in a while with you. So.
And you've always been very kind to me, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate this time today. I really, the show's important to me.
A very obscure thing. We saw you walking out of a hamburger joint on what was it, Anthony? 6th Avenue. Remember that horrible burger joint, and we ended up killing them on the air.
Oh yeah, the oyster.
And you walked out of it. A place called the Oyster Bar. There's a couple different oyster bars in New York City.
I know it.
All right, but the one on, I think it was like 56th or 55th Street.
Yeah, no, I only went to the one. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
And you were walking out of there as we were walking in. We just kind of said hey to each other. No big deal. We didn't really talk. And we ended up going in there and having the worst hamburger ever.
Thank God I had already left, or I'd have gotten blamed.
And you became part of the story that day because we're like, Jesus, he's walking out of the place. It had to be good.
He's a celebrity. It's got to be good, right?
Got some cash left?
Yeah. It was just whatever. It's just a dumb, obscure thing. But
Bonaducci is walking out. This place must suck.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Danny. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks for the time, you guys. I sincerely appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, man.
Don't kill yourself, all right?
Okay, well, not until the second season.
Danny Bonaducci. Thanks, Danny.
Bye, guys.
All right, there he goes. That rocked. Absolutely. Evangeline.
Yes.
All right, you're going to be the grand finale, the grand finale of the Opie and Anthony program this week.
Okay.
All right.
All right, hold on 2 seconds. Jill.
Hey, Jill.
Hi.
Jill, hi. What do you want to do?
Well, my husband's a huge, huge fan of you, and he's been pressuring me to call in and play that game, What's in My Pants.
Oh, great. You got a phone?
Yeah.
All right. Your pants down?
They can be arranged.
All right. Pull them down. We'll play the theme song.
Okay.
Yeah, let's play. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's play Guess What's in My Pants
All right,
with Jill from Canada.
This is awesome.
Here's the theme song.
It's time to play. It's time to play. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants?
Place the receiver upon your beaver. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? It's time to guess what's in my pants. My pants.
All right, Jill, you know how the game's played. We're going to ask you to rub the phone on your most intimate area in various ways, and we will guess what type of hairstyle you have. There's the basic triangle that a woman sports all the time. There's the mohawk, which is just a strip. There's a Hitler mustache, which is the little patch. And the wood floor, clean-shaved, or JonBenet Ramsey is what we call that.
And really fast, Jill, are you hot?
I don't know. I emailed you some pictures.
Oh, well, we'll have to take a look.
No, we'll take your word for it.
Yeah, we'll take your word for it that you're hot.
You're gorgeous.
All right, Jill, could you rub up and down?
All right.
Yeah. All right, very good. Side to side. Circular motion. All right, I say wood floor. Opie?
I can't think as fast as you, Anthony. I'll go with the...
I say mohawk.
Mohawk?
Come on, let's
Bill,
keep it moving.
mohawk?
Let's go.
I will go with a very, very short triangle.
All right. Jill, what's in your pants?
It's like a little patch.
A little patch,
like a
which...
circular.
Like a Hitler mustache. Did anyone say Hitler mustache?
That one.
I said a mohawk.
You said a mohawk?
Wait,
no.
is it a mohawk, Jill?
It's I think that Hitler mustache.
Hitler mustache. Damn. None of us got it. Well, Jill, thanks for playing. Guess what's in my pants?
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's time to play. It's time to play. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants?
Place the receiver upon your beaver. It's time to play. Hey, guess what's in my pants? It's time to guess what's in my pants. My pants.
Wow, that was fun.
It always is fun. I look forward to that game.
I'll be at the Punchline in Sacramento next week.
Oh,
yeah, Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday, Punchline, Sacramento.
All information on MySpace and BillBurr.com.
BillBurr.com, of course.
Evangeline.
2 R's, right?
Yes.
Bill Burr.
Like
yes.
Raymond Burr. Aaron.
Right.
Evangeline.
Yes.
I'm sorry, someone beat you to it as far as that Guess What's in My Pants game goes.
Yeah, I saw that. You guys let her go first. Thanks.
It's just weird how that works out sometimes. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But I guess you could put all your clothes back on.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
All right.
All right. Bye, Angela. Evangeline. There she goes.
2 hours.
It's cruel.
I guess. I think about 2 hours.
About 2, yeah. Sitting naked on the phone for 2 hours.
Ass falling asleep.
Got to shake the leg every once in a while to get the blood flowing.
Oh, is that horrible?
She started that phone call with a mohawk. By the end of it, she had a big muff.
All right. Well, Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy, Anthony.
We love it.
Of course we do.
You want Italian food? You want it done right? Right there in Little Italy. Italy. It's a great restaurant. It's a Paisano Mulberry Street. That's right. Classic candlelit restaurant. It's perfect for the late night date, that romantic meal. Every single pasta on the menu, now under $10. And at Paisano, you go down there, you mention XM, you mention O&A, a line from the show, whatever. You're going to get a free glass of vino. And that's Italian for vino. Authentic Italian cuisine made from old world Italian recipes. And the fun and romance of Italy, all in a friendly ding restaurant. That's Paisano's, open weekends till 2 a.m. Paisano's of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy, right between Grand and Hester. Call them, 212-965-1188. 965-1188, Paisano of Mulberry Street.
There you go. We're getting a lot of people on the instant feedback asking what that lawsuit with Danny Bonaducci is all about.
Well, he couldn't talk about it, but we can.
Yeah, we didn't want to push him too hard because, I could see him being a friend of the show easily.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with this new gig on XM, we're trying to be a little smarter. Just a little.
Very little.
Just trying to be a little smarter because the guy just gave us 40 minutes of radio. Why end our relationship?
Why
by
fuck with
pushing
him?
too
He was
hard.
fun.
So, basically, it was in the Daily News today, and it's all over the country. Breaking news on his VH1 reality show, Breaking Bonaducci, former Partridge Family child star Danny Bonaducci is portrayed as an alcoholic, substance abuser, and steroid user, not to mention a cheating husband who's so fed up with his midlife crisis that he actually slits his wrists. But apparently it's still possible to damage his reputation. The 46-year-old Bonaducci, who was fired in July from his drive-time DJ job at the Clear Channel LA radio station Star 98.7, is suing former co-host Jamie White.
Oh.
Jamie White.
Oh, boy.
Another hole.
Is it a hole?
Suing former co-host Jamie White for allegedly claiming on the air that Bonaducci arrived at work loaded and higher than a kite, that he was arrested for drunken driving, and that he once screamed at his 10-year-old daughter, "You effing whore." All lies, Bonaducci says. No comment from White or Clear Channel, which is in arbitration with Bonaducci over the unpaid portion of his contract.
Wow.
So that story is developing.
Don't you hate the hole? That's why we don't have holes here. No holes. Did you see Bill Burr filing suit against Opie for bad-mouthing his shirt? No, I say. No.
Wait. No, come on.
Oh,
you.
Shut up, hole.
It isn't fair.
Oh, guys.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
That's all they add.
Of course.
No. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Guys, I can't take this. I gotta say, you gotta stop.
All right, a couple things. The auction's over. I want to thank Eric.
You want to throw me them paper towels there, Eric? You could just throw it like a pass. There you go. Ooh, what an arm! What an arm on this kid. Sign him up to the Jets. Oh, they have?
Eric, as he makes his way back into the studio. Eric just spent, 3 or 4 weeks on the Opie and Anthony auction, right?
Yeah, the whole month. Yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Auction off his sick glasses.
Because we
for work.
Yeah, what are you going to do now? Because we really like Nathaniel.
We like Nathaniel sitting here.
I don't know.
We'll figure out a new job for you. Don't worry. The Opie and Anthony charity auction. Thanks to our listeners, we raised. We
have the loyalty of like pirates, me and you. We're just like Jimmy leaves, Bill's here. This guy's fucking great. The show's great. Fuck it. Nathaniel sits there. Fuck Hawk. Fuck him. Right. Nathaniel's now.
I'll be finished by Tuesday.
Oh, you already are. Cause
I'll be Gary Sharon by then.
We're thinking of all the people that are going to be sitting in your seat. That's now your seat.
Yes.
That is
the Bill Burr seat.
We want some controversy. No, that's your seat, Bill.
These headphones still say Jim on the side. I got no delusions.
All right, here we go. I want to thank all the listeners. They really stepped up, and they got some good crap from us. And we raised a little over $50,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
eBay sales total $50,557.18. So
wow.
Big thank you to the Opie and Anthony Nation. Ugh.
That's one sandbag for the levy.
I know. Well, yeah. What could you buy for that? I think $50,000.
50.
That's got to be at least 50 houses for those people down there.
Opie, I want to go on record right now and say, me personally, I am going to match 10 of those dollars. I know. That's the kind of guy I am.
He's going to pay for that little flag on the side of the mailbox they're going to put up there.
Shouldn't somebody?
But thanks to the fans and thanks to Hawk, he really worked his balls off on this damn thing. He's still working his balls off because people are
destroyed his health.
He's mailing stuff out every day. It's a real pain in the ass for him.
Still 6 specs.
So there you go. Thanks, Hawk.
No problem.
I want to thank Bill Burr.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I had a great time, and good luck with your next replacement.
Another bang-up week, man.
I'll see you guys in 2009.
Bye, Eric.
Derek just will not leave him alone. We're right in the middle of talking. He don't care. It's more important to just embarrass him with that fucking music.
Bill's gone next week.
Wait, you're gone all next week?
Yep.
And then when do you come back?
Then I go to L.A. for a couple of days.
Jesus Christ!
And then Jimmy's back that week, and then he goes away. So we're talking maybe a little over 2 weeks before we see you again.
Yeah,
2.5 weeks.
around Christmas.
You guys in this comedy thing, you're fucking us all up.
I know.
With your gigs.
I know. I don't want millions of people listening to me. I want to go in front of like 75 people on a Friday night. What's up with George Bush? This guy crazy? Fucking idiot.
We always knew.
Idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
We always knew that Bill was a very funny guy, but he's just proven himself beyond anything.
It's transcended any expectations because you read the message board,
and he's obviously going to be one of our big time friends now on the show, like we did with Jay Moore and Dice and Brewer. I mean that's huge, Bill, and thank you for everything.
Absolutely,
thank you guys.
We greatly appreciate that. Now get the fuck out of here.
Okay,
so we can clean out your area.
Your fucking shine box.
Yeah, we got Gary Sharon coming in.
Yeah, you and your pigeon shirt. Get the fuck out of here.
It's BillBurr.com, and he's on MySpace as well, right?
That's right.
How much time we got left in this disaster? Actually, we had a fun show today.
Yeah.
Jack, what's going on?
5 seconds?
No. 4 minutes?
5 minutes?
When did you write the 4-minute thing?
I wanted to tell Bonaducci that the reason why we were talking about that metal dashboard was just to keep that girl on the line. But
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the listeners got it, and that's all that really counts. I'm really not that upset that Danny is going away thinking they were talking about a dashboard on a car. Meanwhile, we were doing it to keep the broad on the line.
Just grabbing shit on the desk.
Anything was coming out.
What's with this envelope?
I tasted one. The glue was really tasty on one of these envelopes.
You're so right.
What the hell are we going to talk about?
Opie's flipping out. Bring Eric in. Bring him in.
Yeah.
Oh, you should
bring
see
him in.
what
The
was going
music. Quick, Steve's coming. Play
We had
the
a whole
car.
thing going on. Get Eric, then Ben, then Steve, back to Ben, then get Bill the intern. Jack, what's going on?
It's Yak. I learned that all potential golden ticket pledges have gravel throats like Tara Reid.
Yeah, you know, Jack is right. We're really into Brother Weeze, Scott Farrell, Steve-O, and now Danny Bonaducci.
Danny,
Exactly. They all have the same voice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Put them all
Happy
on
anniversary!
One channel.
on one show.
One show.
Sponsored by Sucrets.
Next week we're celebrating a year at XM, so if you want to come by with gifts.
Gifts,
come on by and say hi.
Are you soliciting people for gifts for us?
It works for Jimmy.
They bring the worst things.
I brought you some more chocolate-covered cherries.
Dude, she was a block from my house yesterday.
Yeah.
And, you know, we all joke about how she's my stalker, and hence Stalker Patty.
She follows you around.
We didn't even get to this today. Maybe we could talk about it next week. She was a block from my house yesterday.
Yeah, for no reason.
Patty, what are you doing?
What's she doing uptown?
And she didn't really have a good answer, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And how do you figure out where I live now?
Maids and nannies are the only people that look at a place up where Opie lives. That's right. Everyone else, you tell the residents, because they're all lighting their cigars with $100 bills, right?
Let's say hi to Dan in North Carolina. Dan, what's up?
What up, guys?
How are you?
I'm doing well. First of all, congratulations on your auction. That was wonderful.
Well, you guys did it.
Yeah, but we put it together.
That's right.
Like, we really helped.
Hold on, Anthony.
But they...
You're reaching for the big back pat. Let me get mine.
There you go. Bill, I know you didn't do shit as far as that goes, but why don't you pat yourself on the back?
No, it's going to destroy this awful shirt.
We could get $100 for it. Take it off. We'll auction it.
I bought this shirt on Melrose in L.A. I mean, this is
really
a high quality.
That's great.
Nothing.
That's really good. Dan, North Carolina.
Yo, and
look at your shirt. That thing is fucking horrendous.
There you go, Bill. Get him a Taco Bee shirt.
You know what it looks like? It looks like those old, like a legal pad. Like those yellow things that you would write shit on.
Not that bad.
And I've been here 2 weeks. I've seen it 3 times.
It's featured in the Washington Post today, my friend. Shit. Where's your shirt?
It looks like it used to have a collar. They just took it off, just sewed it up.
Oh, my God, he's seen it 3 times.
Where's your shirt featured? My shirt is in the fucking Washington Post today.
I was in the fucking the Harrisburg Gazette the other day.
His shirt's featured in an aviary, I believe. That's where birds live. No.
Nothing.
All right.
Shit, I know I shouldn't use an aviary
you
word.
You just bombed on my awful shirt.
I know. How did I bomb on that shirt?
The one unfunny thing that you could say about my shirt, and you did it.
Dan from North Carolina.
Yeah, I was wondering where you find these bitches to keep on the line for 2 hours, and how can I get one?
Naked.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was nice.
She was very lovely.
Cordial.
Rob, PA, what's up?
Hey, guys, I learned today that Angeline is absolutely stupid. Happy birthday, Bill.
All right.
Thank you. And I like it was the last day Bill's on for at least a while that we started picking on each other. Like
just starting to feel good.
We just start like your fucking shirt.
Yeah. Just starting to figure everyone out.
Another week and it's like
what the parameters are.
Yeah. Another week and you and Opie would be trading fuck faces and fuck you.
I'm trying to do a radio show. I know. I'm sitting across.
I want to spit in your fucking face.
Somewhere during the week, he realized that he could actually take shots at us and did a pretty good job with it. Bill, thank you. It's BillBird.com, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's it. I'm out of here.